Yes. No introduction name. We're hitting the ground running immediately. All right, we got 5 people in this call. We got me, we got Kyle, we got Storyteller, we got 3 HP, we got Adam with this. We're going to need all hands on deck with this because it's technically almost like a grand finale of this Mage the Ascension series.
Yeah.
I thought this was Ars Magica. Shit, I had all my Ars Magica books open for this.
No, you keep your Ars Magica shit because we're still going to need it as a reference for what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big damn episode with a lot of ground to cover.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just gonna go ahead, crack this open. Been drinking Bush for like what the fuck, like since the pandemic, so 6 years.
I didn't realize you were a Bush guy.
I can't do fucking Bud Light shit, man.
I'm
it's
not
like
a
the
Bud
rice
Light guy.
beer.
Like, usually for me,
it tastes terrible when it's rice. It's gotta be corn.
I don't see.
Don't
like,
worry,
the thing
you just
is
use
that Bud
alchemy and
gives
you
me
can
a
convert
headache.
it into Bush.
We'll go ahead and we'll convert it into something better. I mean, that's objectively
yeah,
like
you convert it into
crappier
piss,
beer.
which is also better.
I flip-flop between Miller Lite, PBR, and Coors Heavy.
Now, going into the context as to how this book was made, we are going to reference, of course, throughout this game Ars Magica because that was a game that existed before Mage the Ascension and World of Darkness as a whole.
It first came out in 1987, and
Yes.
it is actually the game that inspired White Wolf to stop being a magazine only. It actually is the one that got them into tabletop gaming. One of the creators of Vampire the Masquerade was one of the guys behind Ars Magica. They got the second guy, and they actually worked together to get Ars Magica 3rd edition, which spools into Mage. As in, Ars Magica 3.0 came out a year before Mage the Ascension.
So a few terms in this book are directly referenced from Ars Magica. I mean, Tremere himself comes from Ars Magica.
House Tremere.
Yeah, and of course it's going to play a big role in this. And we have a dream team of writers. We're going over 1st edition only for this episode. Part 2 is going to go into the information that's in revised. Because the way they wrote this, because the Order of Hermes is breaking their back carrying the entire meta plot of Mage Ascension.
They really are.
I kid you not, this is the most important group in Mage because they're the only ones fucking doing anything.
Yep. If there was no Order of Hermes, the Ascension War would have been lost at the very instance.
Effectively, yes, because these guys are the archetypical wizard, robe and wizard hat. They're the ones that have the secret language, everything. And it's all because they are the biggest love letter to an RPG that inspired this entire series.
Yes, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Because in canon, they have the most archmages, they have the most sentries, they have the most of everything out
most
of all.
Most lore characters. I mean, Grandmaster Porthos is basically carrying the damn story in the Final Nights.
They've got
Which, if I recall, let me double check. That might be one of the houses in Ars Magica.
Yeah, they've got pretty much one of the most in-depth, subcategories of mages.
And we got a lot of shit to hyperlink to.
I don't think any other mage tradition has
fucking does anything
as deep as the Order.
Well, it does help that they actually already just straight up had all the characters and details from the first 3 editions they already made.
We go into the writing staff for this book for 1st edition. We got Alan Varney for chapter 1, Nikki Rea for chapter 2, Beth Fishy for chapter 3, Jackie Casada for chapter 4. They brought in everyone that was worth a fuck to write this book.
They also got the other thing is Mercado was the guy involved in this, and it's also he's the guy that actually made Mage possible because, in his own words, my first job was to actually make it so that Alan Varney didn't quit because they couldn't figure it out.
He did a great job.
The one thing he's here for is the appendix, which is also shared by Mary Denning and Steve Long. So thankfully, we don't have any of Phil Mercado's and his usual bullshit involved in this book. We actually have a good Mage book prepared for you. Now, if there is one issue with Mage the Ascension, it is that this book can get a little bit dry.
But
it does not waste any time getting right down to brass tacks with you, which I do appreciate. It's the reason why I like the Red Talon 2nd edition book so much, because it didn't bullshit with you. Now, going into this book, let's begin with chapter 1, everyone. Let's go ahead. And I don't think we really need to introduce the idea of the Order of Hermes, because if you click this video, you're at least familiar with the Order of Hermes to an extent. So we're going to explain what recognize the fucking font in this book. Why is it like the Hanukkah?
That I'm not.
You noticed this?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
You're a noticer.
Yeah, it is
Virtual
all
admins are
very,
not happy
like,
for you
Hebrew style
elevating this
kinda.
book above them.
Notice.
His book is about a certain group of people.
You
You
know
know
the
who we're
word.
talking about.
Turns out a
Wait a
secret writer.
minute.
Turns out a secret writer for the book is Alex Jones. Nobody knew.
There it is. Was that?
Hmm.
We're already
Was
off
that
to the
like
races.
an original draft for this? Was like, oh, like the Order of Hermes were just the Jews the entire time. That was supposed to be the idea.
No, not entirely. They're supposed to just be your stereotypical court wizards that are capable of doing great and evil things.
And there's always like different Kabbalah stuff. So they come from Jewish roots, but they're not necessarily Jewish. I mean,
Yeah, it's
not
not a
as much as
specifically Abrahamic tradition.
not as much as
Jewish,
like.
Gnostic, early Christian mysticism.
And
They
you do
mention
need a high IQ score to
Zoroastrianism
be.
a couple of times in the book as well.
So we begin with an email. That 3 emails between Master Oris Galina Grsinko and what the fuck is this other guy's name? Leif Denizen.
And also Mehmet Kemal.
And they're going back and forth with each other saying, hey, this new book you made to train our recruits is a little bit too long. Can you fix that? And he says, fuck off. We're printing the book anyway. And that's basically the entire email chain in like 2 sentences.
This book is too hard for the common readers. We need to dumb it down so the lowest common denominator can read it too.
Oh, just make it an email.
If they can't read it, we'll read them for.
So there's, I remember, was it Mage the podcast had a guy on that wrote for Hermes and 20th edition. It was saying, he said something to the effect of, oh, after Harry Potter came out, you bet the recruiting rate for the Order of Hermes tripled. What the fuck? I mean, it made you aware of the idea of hermetic magic because there is a bit of like Hogwarts shit involved in this, but no.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah, the mages, the order has houses, but not in the style of Harry Potter for fucking sure.
And given our kids are being stupider as the new generation is going on. I mean, Generation Alpha can't fucking read.
They can.
Yeah, because the previous generations couldn't fucking teach them.
You know JoJo in our server and how we talk with him, and him telling me stories about what his high school classes look like. I'm thinking, like, how the fuck are we supposed to continue?
Oh, we don't.
Fucking fix it.
I mean, South Korea is about to fucking collapse. Is America next? But,
well, the whole world's next.
So what you're saying is that the Weaver is failing.
Yes.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
You gotta bring in the wild. You gotta get a little wild, you know.
Okay with this.
Not always.
No, not the wild. It's dynamism or the dynamic force or whatever the fuck it is.
I think we should directly summon an invocation of the wild and just bring him into the world.
I think
so that won't have any consequences at all.
But yeah, a lot of the terminologies that the other mages use, they're stolen from the Hermetics. It's pretty much because Ars Magica did all the work. Like, why work on making new concepts when you could just take the stuff that was made 2 editions prior and just transplant it over here?
Nobody remembers this game. It's an entirely new audience. They're not going to know what we're ponying off of. Print anyway.
Well, no, they're open
most
about
because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's like the Fianna where they wrote all the terms and all the glyphs for the Werewolf Nation. The Order of Hermes did the same with the traditions.
And that's the reason why they become so instrumental. It's like, but I think the difference is like where the Fianna, it's like they did all the lore, they wrote it all down, they created all the glyphs, the language, the songs, and then the Fianna had some of the most horrendous shit possible happen to them to knock them down a peg off of, we were the lore keepers, we were the heart and soul of this nation, to we are next to nothing. Meanwhile, as you said in the beginning of the video, the Order of Hermes is breaking their backs trying to get the rest of the traditions to follow suit, and they are just not succeeding. Yeah. So they have this massive wealth of knowledge about all of the spheres of magic that they have and all the possibilities and capabilities, but they can't get anybody else to do it. It's like the inverse Fianna.
It's because
it's also just they're hubristic and they tend to blow up in their face. In fact, if I recall correctly, the Avatar Storm was their fault.
But no, it's not anybody's one's fault. That whole thing was a massive fustercluck, and there's no one person who is responsible for the entire Avatar Storm.
It's like the Benghazi incident where the Order of Hermes saw the email and just clicked red on it and they just went about their day.
Not pulling the pin on that grenade.
We begin.
Oh, they even reference Parma Magica. That's an actual big thing in Ars Magica. The concept being is that so there's a lot of glossary terms that they force you to try to know. This is a lot of this is from Ars Magica.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have to learn magic. You can't just look into it and go, I want that spell, I want that spell, I want that spell, and that's it. You actually got to learn it.
For those who give a fuck about it, it's on page 7 of the book. We're not going over any of those terms because the book doesn't use any of those terms.
Except for
I just wanted to bring up Parma Magica because a big thing in Ars Magica is the honor of wizard dueling and shit like that, where there's basically a shield where you just can't geek each other willy-nilly because that's the thing that
we'll get into that. But
that
fucking goofy.
Out of all these things, the Parma Magica, very important.
We begin in
extremely so.
2500 BC, where the Order
we have bondage clowns. Apparently, we have two nude people.
What the fuck is going on?
Clothes?
Well, it looks like a wild spirit is communing with Conan the Barbarian along with his eagle, Dark Wizard, and Gary and Lucy in their BDSM gear.
We're having some gay sex, and then all of a sudden you summon a spirit.
Yeah, I love the spirit's expression of mild disdain.
And
you summon me in front of these homosexuals.
That makes sense.
Very conservative spirit.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do you get from there? They're standing over treasure. This looks like a fucking stoner metal album cover.
It's like it's almost like AI generated, but notice from 1997.
The problem is that even as weird as it is, as surrealist as it is, the artwork in this book is genuinely really good.
Oh, it's very nice.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they put a lot of effort because this is the thing that created the world of dark. I mean, again, these are the guys that are responsible for vampire existing, because if it wasn't for Lion Rampant, which is the name of the company that went bankrupt before they went into White Wolf.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, a nice sign of what was to come, isn't it?
Yeah, you learn nothing.
By the way,
except you still have Conan the Wizard and the two Gimped Wonders go summoning a spirits like, I have been summoned to your
weird gay orgy. What the fuck?
Don't ignore them. They're ecstatics that we invited to this commune. We just need your guidance on how to resolve the volcano that's about to erupt.
That's where the drugs came from. Then that explains it.
Yeah, that stoned ape theory, the burning bush being Moses smoking weed.
By the way, guys, check studio notes. Is this accurate?
Let's see here.
I do believe it is. Yes.
Yes, that is precisely what is going on here.
The only thing that Mage didn't copy was they didn't copy the mechanics, which, if you're curious, that is, I think, one of the factors in why Mage had such a struggling development. I'm not even kidding. This is the big reason you have to give Phil Brucato any credit. He's the one that actually got it out the door. Because they were struggling to try to figure out how to chain magic into this setting and system. Because the way it originally worked was, you had D10 dice pools, but what you did is you had bonuses and then you were trying to hit target numbers.
But with this one too, I mean, it goes to show why it seemed that there was a relationship between Mage and the rest of World Darkness, where Mage was trying to strangle the rest of the books. I think this is where it kind of comes from.
But,
and then Demon the Fallen came in and did it better.
Well, did it worse.
I can strangle better than you, said Demon the Fallen.
I can choke this baby far better than you can.
For about from 5000 BC to 2500 BC, there was a loose group of people that knew the magic of words. You are familiar with Alan Moore, the guy who made the Watchmen comics?
Tommy Wizard.
He is a self-professed wizard, and he looks like it too, where he actually said that all people are capable of magic, and it's more simple than you think it is. If I write out a word, and I show you that word, it starts making you think of images, of associations, like a Rorschach test where I hold up an image and you automatically start thinking of what that's supposed to be. Through sheer imagery, we can influence the minds and thoughts of other people, and hopefully ingrain new ideas that we want to share with them, or if you want to speak from a more selfish point of view, our will imposed onto them. That was what the Hermetics
magic,
discovered.
but described with a stick up the ass. It's also basically, if you've ever seen the art piece, it's called Three Pipes, where it is the word pipe, it is the picture of a pipe, and then there's just an actual pipe.
It's this whole typography image where, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. But going into it, it was basically a group of Egyptians that knew the power of words and how you got to we take it for granted to this day, but it was a big deal back in the day. The power of being able to read and write was a big fucking deal.
It actually shrunk our brains. Not even kidding. We lost about 10% of our neural mass just because we didn't need to invest in all of it because of words.
We didn't need any more. Just it's almost a miracle we made a written language at all, and how we just became people.
Kids these days reading the damn books and letters. Back in my day, we had to memorize everything we were told.
Well, that was the whole
these
debate
newfangled
between
little pedestals you have.
That was the whole debate between Aristotle and Plato.
We didn't need to speak. We just grunted and pointed at things.
That's all it was. We rose.
Be
from
hungry,
ape men,
you bad.
and we made words, and we discovered as well that those words had power in a more literal sense, where you would have hieroglyphics on a wall. Now you can read what those are to somebody and give them the rundown as to what that's supposed to mean, but you could also read it out. And all of a sudden, a bolt of fire shoots out of your finger. Or you stop aging for a year. Or you bring someone back from the dead. This is what a group of two people, a husband-wife duo, called Jehuti and Shesta, discovered. They were Phoenicians who moved to Egypt, who would eventually go on to inspire the New World Order, but we'll get to that some other time. They've been, speaking of the New World Order, they've, in story, referred to this guy as a god, and they've tried to like demystify him ever existing. In a map of Macy's Ascension, he was a real guy, but basically what it is that he was a guy that said, we are going to teach people how to live. This is the right way to live. We can become intelligent people that will build the pyramids, that will build the Sphinx, they'll have this very intelligent system of agriculture, horticulture, we'll set up the harvest, we'll set up the economy. We know how to live and live right and live prosperously. We won't have to be nomadic people wandering around from place to place following the cattle and the grass. We can actually make something of ourselves and of our culture. And so they did. For 500 years. They found ways to extend their lifespan through those words and would go off to influence pharaohs. They learned a few tricks from the Bubasti of the the Bastet book. I feel like the Babasti could have had a lot more in their book section.
There could have been, but Phil was too busy writing it with one hand. Also, if you're wondering why the Bastet and the Mage have something in common, it's because Phil wrote both of them or worked on both of them.
It is.
Also, they do mention a character. They mention a specific character who is of the house Casator. Don't worry, I can get into the houses because I just have them open.
We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
But when Jehuti and Shesta die, their image becomes combined into one, and they become associated with the Thoth, this god of knowledge and wisdom in Egyptian mythology.
Wasn't Sestet, she became known as Seshet or something like that?
I think so too, but their accomplishments were combined into one being known as the Thoth.
Maybe.
Which is actually based on some New Age hibbity at the time. There was a dude who claimed the concept being that Thoth. This concept is kind of like from an Atlantean myth. I'm not even kidding. This is like some actual New Age stuff that they just kind of threw in. And by the way, all of this is just kind of invented on the spot just for Mage. This is all new stuff that they invented for the Hermetics just for it.
And in the year 950 BC, King Solomon was a guy. And he made 2 books, The Greater Key and Lesser Keys of Solomon. Have you ever flipped through the Ars Goetia before, Kyle?
I actually have not, surprisingly.
It is a book of 72 different demons, how to summon them, what they will teach you, and what they will want in exchange.
Solomon just did that for fun. Yeah. Solomon did that for fun, and it's also kind of the rumored reason why the Kingdom of Israel split in half and fell apart, because he deals with demons.
He went around, he was playing Pokemon where he filled out the Pokedex, called the demons, and had them rebuild Israel, and then skipped on his payment by putting that grimoire into a chest, throwing that chest into the river, and nobody has found the original copy since.
Grimoire Stolas.
I can't imagine why.
Because if somebody had 72 different demons on their side, you can imagine how much damage the Nefandi could do with that.
Is that the 72
absolutely.
versions?
Might play
No,
a little
72
part in that.
is geometrically valuable in a lot of Aramaic and Abrahamic beliefs.
Because after all, the number 7 is very important. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 eyes of the devil, 7 heads of the Whore of Babylon's beast when the time of Revelations begins. It's a pretty important number when it comes to a lot of things.
So we just got to keep an eye on OnlyFans to see when a 7-eyed, woman will pop up.
No, please, no.
But it's basically here to really note that summoning is a big part of the Order of Reason, not Order of Reason, Order of Hermes as well.
I mean, the Order of Reason can summon. They don't usually do it, but they can.
This is the world of difference between them and the Dream Speakers. The Dream Speakers will approach the spirit all respectfully with their heads down and an offering in their hands, saying, please, are you willing to make a deal with us? We really need your service. We really need your help. The Order of Hermes says, hey, Vegeta, that's a Chaozu. I'm going to catch it. Now, automatically get the ball in their hands and immediately try to catch the spirit.
Were you trying to sound like me? That's not a good impression at all.
I'm not very good, though, am I?
Anyway, Vegeta, see that Chaozu? I'm going to summon it and use it to destroy my enemies.
Exactly that.
How are you going to do that?
You just see him immediately with the Jafar hat and wearing robes going, time to speak the ancient language. And it's just like random gibberish.
With the fucking widow's, with his fucking widow's peak fucking molded
all the
out.
Saiyans are balding except for Goku.
Yeah.
The fucking
he's the
racist
only
cook.
one with his just glorious golden hair.
That's because Chi-Chi keeps feeding him right.
Exactly. He doesn't have a massive red beef and cheese diet that kills your hairline.
Maybe because also he doesn't have high cholesterol, maybe, or like.
Exactly that. He's taking
It might
care of
be all
himself.
that. It might be all that tuna I eat.
In 560, Pythagoras existed, and he is the man who made all the shapes, all the equations. And as it turns out, the reason why he's here. How important is measuring? Just in
Honestly,
general.
it's
Extremely.
the bedrock of all architecture.
Kyle, you do a little bit-
Art.
Do you do a little bit of 3D modeling? How many times do you use sine and cosine alone when it comes to making a 3D model?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're quite important because everything is based off of triangles nowadays. I mean, like, hell, fucking John Carmack figured that out when he was first mapping the Doom engine, or not Doom, the Quake engine.
And when it comes to this, as it turns out, you would not have the house you were in if it was not for mathematics and shapes. You would not have your roads. You would not have any sort of design when it comes to your city structure. You would not have any quantity as to how much to plant and how much to feed these people in order to not starve to death or have a bunch of shrink where it's all gone to waste and you have all this food that's left to rot because you can't eat it all. He's the guy that basically quantified everything. It was a great
You say
inspiration
that,
to
but there were people who were able to do that before then. Like, one of the neater measurement tools that the ancient Egyptians used to use was
Tell me.
they used to use water as as like an evening rod, as essentially the little bubble on the measurer
Yeah.
The leveler.
Yeah, they would use water for that.
It was.
They also would use their arms specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So every rock
Just
is a
got-
different length.
You gotta eyeball it.
You always got
So the rule of thumb is
Also
you
another
put your
fun thing about
forearm on a brick
Pythagoras-
there.
Well, no, they actually like the first units of measurement. Like that's where the term feet and like there was an arm length specifically, like a cubit. Also,
This
hands.
so happened that your foot was exactly 12 inches long.
Oh no, feet used to be anything between like 10 inches was one, like a French foot. I think Russian feet was like 13 inches. It's weird.
It's like trying to describe an acre now and how nobody knows what a fucking acre is supposed to be.
I still don't know what an acre is, and I lived on several acres growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, brother.
But
I mean, there also used to be the term hide of land.
But for 45 years, Pythagoras is a wizard with the Order of Hermes. They're not really formally called that, but that's what he is. He's got the shapes. You know that thing from Fullmetal Alchemist where they draw a circle on the ground and then put a bunch of shapes inside of it and then it casts a spell?
Yes.
For those curious, by the way, on what an acre is, it is defined as the amount of land a yoke of oxen can plow in a single day.
And the bigger that shape, the bigger the shape, the stronger the spell. If it's only a foot-long circle, the spell is okay. If it's an acre-long circle, that is going to be some world-wrecking magic when that goes off.
Oh hell yeah!
After all,
Was
in in FMA, they made Amestrius an entire transmutation circle shape on purpose, after all.
Wasn't
Very
it
smart.
also with Pythagoras? Didn't he like travel to Egypt and became like initiate in a Thothian cult?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. That was part of the 45
Yes.
years of travels.
Yeah,
Also,
okay.
straight up, the
560.
dude started a cult when, like, in real life, the dude ran a cult, and actually, it was a religion that lasted up until early Christianity.
And when he died, they split in two as the acoustomatics, who are these Greek guys that would have their teacher be behind a curtain, and they'd just listen to what he had to say. They were a school based entirely around auditory learning. And then the mathematicians, where one of these groups died out, the other one is still around. Guess which is which.
The mathematicians.
Take a
Of
while.
course.
Yes. Next up, in 332 BC, Alexander the Great goes to Egypt, and then he begins to Hellenize everything.
You
And
mean
the cult,
Alexander the Chad?
and because he Hellenized everything, the entire cult of Thoth goes to shit. Where instead of it just being a group of mathematicians, as they were under Pythagoras' reforms, they're now a mishmash between Persian, Gnostic, and Kabbalistic beliefs that would eventually become the actual founding of the Order of Hermes. But they weren't called that yet. They were just loosely connected word, shape, and number mages at this time. At this time,
Alexandrian Magi.
and
Yeah, well, that's a good
There
word.
actually is
That
a
is pretty
Mage
sick.
there's a Mage the Awakening scenario that takes place as Alexander is dying in Babylon, yeah. And it's one of the more
No.
interesting ones because it's basically all these mages are forced to work together for the first time ever, and they're trying to basically hash out. So yeah, how the hell is this tradition going to work for us in this area? Like it's the first time they actually really talk with each other, so it's kind of an interesting concept.
That is kind of neat. Yeah, very political game, I imagine.
And as the way of the Hermetic begins to fizzle out, it's pulled back because in 28 to 30 Common Era, Jesus Christ did a thing. Many things. And then they killed him for it. And
Romans
That's
were
what he
like, that's
gets.
not magic, and they killed his ass.
that's the whole thing, is that he got bred out by the chosen people for being this false idea of a Messiah and trying to threaten them, their leadership, so they killed him for it.
He's not
And
even
then-
the only Messiah. Like there's at least 5 other Messiahs in that, because the Jewish people were going through a millenarian phase at that time.
They were looking for anybody to save them from Roman rule. And I love, along the way comes this guy saying, you understand that you're just doing this because you want to maintain your power, right? And that motivates everything you're doing. And then they killed him for saying that.
They
Well,
hated Jesus.
funnily
They
enough-
ignored. Yeah.
Funnily enough, one of the other messiahs was actually the name for Satan. Like there was the Luciferian cult. I'm not even kidding. Who believed that the whole concept of son of El was also that.
Mm-hmm. Where even if you don't think Jesus was the Son of God, the man knew what he was talking about during his career, so to speak.
You must give up your evil ways, my children.
Can we at least still make gold?
Gold is not needed.
I mean, that is one of the sayings. A rich man would find it harder to enter the gates of heaven than a camel could thread itself through the eye of a needle.
Yep.
And then he tried threading the camel through the eye of the needle, and it didn't work out so well.
No.
I mean,
And
he was too tired from making all of those loaves of bread and fish to feed the people.
Yep.
See,
Yeah, he was kind of tired.
shortly after Jesus was crucified, you get the sequel to the Bible. You didn't know there was a whole sequel, did you? Well, you have the 4 Gospels, and then you have Acts and Romans, which are basically like the sequel to the 4 Gospels. If you want to know, like the order you should read the New Testament in. And in the Acts comes a guy called Simon Magus, the Samaritan, who basically tries, when he appears in the book of Acts, to completely derail what is supposed to be the first forming Christian beliefs, because he's trying to buy his way in to the apostles. And he's trying to like bribe St. Peter with all this money to just have him come in and say whatever the hell he wants. And Peter says, if you were an apostle, you would have walked with us during the time that Jesus was around. And if you believed in anything he was saying, you wouldn't even be remotely attempting what you're doing. You're just coming in here with your money, trying to subvert what we're trying to do, saving people, and you're only ever in this for your own power. So he got chased out and then started forming first Christian beliefs where he had stuff like Abraxas and the original idea of what the demiurge is supposed to be coming from that guy.
Which that's I think just an attempt to explain, because there were a variety of Gnostic faiths already, because there was a lot of religious revivalism among the Aramaic peoples in general. I mean, to give you an idea, there is a religious order still to this day that venerate John the Baptist, the one that baptized Jesus in the Jordan River, as the final of the prophets. They're still around, the Mandaeans.
And he's credited in the book as a member of the Order of Hermes, where he tried subverting St. Peter, who is a celestial chorister. And it's basically is here to really note that the schism that you will see between the celestial chorus and the Order of Hermes, where, if I may bring it up, you know, the paradigm of the Order of Hermes is to become as God. They believe that all men have the potential to gain God's power and become their own gods of their own universes. Meanwhile, the celestial chorus says that is blasphemous. You're not supposed to be like God. You're supposed to be with God instead. They rather either all go to heaven or bring God back to Earth. That's their idea of mass ascension.
You can't be like God. You must worship at his feet.
No, I will become as God, becoming perfect, as he wished.
I will be Dobermensch.
The church says it belongs to God. And I said, no, I chose a different path. I chose rapture.
Is you mean the phenomenon, or do you mean something else?
The city.
Oh. That objective is shithole. Oh, no. Just take me to Katanga and shoot me now, baby.
Yeah, the phenomenon is more so the cult of ecstasies thing.
But straight up, the thing I kind of have with the Celestial Chorus is probably don't have it get written by a bunch of lapsed non-believers. It doesn't really work well when you do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what happened is that the four Gospels weren't first-hand witness accounts. These were written 30 years after Jesus died, because it turns out guys like Simon Magus were about to subvert the entire movement they were trying to do, and they realized, oh shit, we need to put this down on paper before everything we've ever done goes up in smoke.
Well, it's not even that. It wasn't even written really at this point. What happened was the early Christian community, since it was seen as very blasphemous by the Jewish authorities, because a lot of them were Jews originally,
running from their lives,
and then by the Romans.
Yeah.
They kind of hid, and this is during the era where the concept of the action of the deed via martyrdom was a big problem. It's why one of the first rulings that the early Catholics had was that suicide was a sin, because too many people were trying to actually go to heaven by taking them with them, or alternatively goading them into killing them.
No, that's not how this works.
You guys ain't doing it right.
Basically, at this time, they were still trying to figure out like the basic doctrines, and what happened was Simon Magus was very much a representative of a lot of these other faiths, basically going, "No, it's like this, right? No, not like that."
In 96, a man called Apollonius of Tyana dies. He was in real life a man from Greece that claimed to have the powers of thaumaturgy, though that is heavily disputed.
He probably did.
It's very heavily disputed.
This man claimed that he could just do miracles whenever the fuck he felt like it, and then wrote an entire book about his own life. And then he died like everyone else does. Yeah.
And he died like he did, like a dog.
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch.
Oh, this is all still created just for Mage. We still haven't even gotten to the Order of Hermes yet.
Next up is in 124 to 170, the life of Apuleius, who in real life wrote a book called The Metamorphosis, aka The Golden Ass, which was a story about a man called Lucius who attempted to turn himself into a bird, but turned himself into a donkey instead. And then he joined a cult of Isis in Greece. And then that's the plot. And but they're saying in Order of Hermes book, no, all that was real. All that this was an actual man that fucked up, turned himself into a donkey, and then had to go on a whole wonderful adventure to turn himself back into a man.
Funny you say that.
This golden ass.
Yes.
Why do you say that? Because I think imagine that was the inspiration for Donkey from Shrek. That was him. You know what
No,
I mean?
that was Isaiah. That was the story from Isaiah with the talking donkey.
Yeah.
We're getting into
Hey
the deep
man,
lore
I
of
turned
Shrek.
myself into an ass, man. Shrek, I gotta get back to the cold of Isis and fix myself.
With the
Don't
fucking,
give.
God damn it.
with the, I just
Those
imagine when he
things.
turned himself into a donkey, his voice became Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Your average
He's-
Order of Hermes story.
Hey man,
this
I was
is-
just trying to turn into a bird. I got turned into a donkey. Shit.
Oh shit, man.
And yet this is still the straightest Order of Hermes incident. We haven't even gotten to Tremere and his cabal.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Christ.
Yeah, this is the tamest.
This escalates as it goes on. In 204 to
Absolutely.
207, we have Plantius, a guy who was a Neo-Platonist who said that all
Platonism.
things in the world come from the one. There is a one out there who made the whole universe and everything stems from him, and we need to find a way to get back to him if we're ever going to achieve true enlightenment.
Yeah, Neoplatonism was also a essentially philosophy / religion that basically died out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm
we
giving
want-
credit. They're coming up with all these thinkers, which you wouldn't expect in an early 90s book. Like, this is actually kind of fascinating from that point of view, but it's also kind of a get to the bloody point.
It kind of tests my ass that none of that you have to go look up other shit to find out who the fuck they're talking about.
It
Yes,
kind of
get
feels
on
like
with
if
it.
you've ever listened to the Moorish Brotherhood, like try to justify why Mozart was black, this kind of has that energy to it.
Is that it with the former Moroccan Empire?
Yeah, you don't understand. Portugal was always black, as afforded by what was the? It was like a Europa Universal. It was like some fucking game accidentally made them like all African for whatever reason.
The only reason that is because of the Moorish invasion back.
Oh,
in like the
it was Age of
1400s.
Empires 2 that made them culturally African. I remember
That's
now.
kind of funny.
So if we're going to be a little more with the times, I believe Helen of Troy is now black.
Oh
Exactly
yeah,
that.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's true now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
basically, this is the Order of Hermes going full Moorish Brotherhood. Like they don't really come about until later.
And some ambiguous point between 200 to 400, a guy in Alexandria, a guy in Israel, a guy in the Mediterranean release the Corpus Hermeticum, which is real, by the way. Is basically a 17-page long thesis that basically founded the Order of Hermes. Where say, there is a god out there, the one. We've read the works of the previous guys, and we found out that through knowledge, through finding out what these words are supposed to truly mean, through inner wisdom, and through a little bit of alchemy, you can become just like God. Doesn't that sound cool, everybody? Well, let's
We're
pass it
finally
around.
getting into Ars Magica. If you're curious, this is actually where Ars Magica starts.
Is
At
in
least
the
when
year
you get into
200
its
and
lore.
400.
Because the concept is they're called the Order of Hermes because the writers of this called Hermes Trismegistus.
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 Thrice great
Yeah.
Hermes. Basically, it goes into this previous society that the Romans had, and they're going into this cult of Mercury. Like, this is all stuff from Ars Magica now.
Yeah, he claimed that there was this ambiguous guy that the Order of Hermes has never been able to truly identify whether or not this guy was actually real. He believed himself to be an incarnation of both Thoth and Hermes in one body, and he passed this manual around, and then everybody began to ascend and learn magic. And that's the plot.
Is that one Hermes Trismegistus or what the fuck his name is?
Hermes Trismegistus, yes.
Yeah, that guy.
And because this is now free for everybody to read, his original cult, the Cult of Thoth, that became the Cult of Hermes, that became the Cult of Mercury, finally disbands. They realize that we don't really need to do this kind of shit in the shadows anymore. We could just go out and teach people magic. And so they did. They went to Gothic and Vandal territories, set up shop there, found ways to keep out of the sight of the Christian Church, the Holy Roman Empire, that really didn't fucking like what they were doing. They called them heretics for this.
They're not there yet. This is like early still. This is before the this is before the Holy
Well,
Roman
this is
Empire.
after Emperor Constantine the Great had the vision.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
I like to imagine them instead of Jehovah's Witness, they're Hermes Witness. They're just going out the door. Just
Have
like,
you
wanna become a
realized that
wizard?
if you become one with the one, you can become like one?
I've seen the ley lines on your house, and I know that you have the potential to be just like God.
Have you read this? Here, I'll set underneath the door just in case.
Have you read this? Oh, you can't read. Don't worry. I can read it for you.
Here, look, put your ear to this conch shell. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the corpus hermeticum.
And if you're still struggling, don't worry. I have this fire elemental. Oh, he's burning your house. He does that sometimes. It'll be fine. I'll just build a new house with magic.
In 415, they killed Hypatia, the woman who invented what we use to measure the density of liquids. She had to die, said the church.
If I remember right, no, she didn't come up with that one. That's a later application.
It
Hypatia is mostly
like measurement tool involving liquid.
That's another person. In this case, Hypatia was mostly known because of the other people she taught, and her dad basically really trying as hard as he could to elevate her to where she was. She's mostly known for actually compiling and making notes on other mathematicians. Like she's the one that actually, she didn't write it, but she compiled a lot of mathematic tomes that we used.
Along with being the first mathematician we actually had a log on.
Yeah, because she did do work. It wasn't like groundbreaking, but she compiled a lot of work that we would have fucking lost without her.
And then Celestia Chorus says she had to die for that.
Well, in fairness, Constantine's children were pretty
Can you tell us how you got this, what is this, measurements of density of liquids?
Well, you see, first I'm in a motive to...
Rich!
That basically was what happened. They fucking killed her by stabbing her with sharpened shells.
I just imagine the scene. She's like writing, and she looks over, and she's just like a bunch of like priests, and she just feels.
That's just the one thing going through your mind. I mean,
when did I walk into Red Bar?
as they all shank her with fucking knives.
You haven't seen Red Bar? Boot Keo Casino copied everything Red Bar does. Going to
I don't know. I think they had more of a soundboard than we're using more of the soundboard than they can.
Exactly.
Yep.
we gotta get the Dickers clap on this, and it'll be complete.
No, no.
We go into the 6th century, like some ambiguous time in the 6th century. So Merlin, you know the character from the King Arthur story. The Hermetics claim him and say that he helped King Arthur in his story. And then the Knights of the Round Table shit happened, and we're not going to go into detail with it. Look it up your own damn self.
So how do they rationalize him being the son of a demon?
Well, you know, some demons are good after all. I mean, we have the book of 72 different demons that the book Order of Hermes still uses, by the way. Call these guys up. They'll call up Erebus, who helps you out with your homework, or sometimes Andros, which is a demon in a book that is constantly trying to kill you the entire time you converse with him.
I thought he was I thought this was the giant head that like made all the rules for Venom.
But Andros is the owl who's always trying to kill you.
I like how with Merlin they're like, yeah, his father was one of the good demons.
Well, speaking of good demons, they go into who comes up with the structure of the Mage traditions. In the East, it's the Akashic Brotherhood, who eventually go on to do amazing things like the Nanking Massacre.
Yeah.
In the West, it's the Hermetics.
Good job.
Eventually, the idea of the Hermetics that were trying to spread to China kind of like fizzled the fuck out because the Akashic Brotherhood was a little bit too busy dealing with the Atlantis at the time.
The best they got over there is the Wulong, and honestly, they get their ass kicked so hard they may as well be Verbena.
Yeah, like who actually gives a fuck about these guys?
Hey man, don't.
And welcome to
Wulong,
the Ars
right?
Magica section.
Yeah. We finally get into this plot. We're bringing and hyperlinking in previous characters. We have the precipice experience in 731 AD. A woman by the name of Trianoma has a vision on top of the Alps mountains and foresees that there will be a future where nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to hermetic magic and wisdom. She meets with a guy
she
called...
predicted Reddit!
She did.
She did.
I mean, you read the World Darkness subreddit, nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about there.
And anyway, her and Bonasagus are both extremely important in Ars Magica because they're the ones that really form the organized Hermetic Brotherhood.
Yeah, because
they're also the ones responsible for the Parma Magica, which
yeah,
that's the thing that prevents you from just straight up, Oh, yeah, I have correspondence. You have offended me. I am using my correspondence to erase you from ever existing in time. Oh? Well, before you kill me, I'm using time and force to destroy you as a baby by setting you on fire. Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm going to use time and life to replace your heart with a turnip.
It feels like I'm 6 years old on the playground.
No, it feels
Because
like
le-
that
I-
fucking fruit by the foot
I
commercial.
cast, oh, I cast.
Fuck you!
What-
I'm not going to
that
announce
was
my fucking spells anymore!
Exactly, that's what the part.
Testicular torsion.
What the fuck was that from? Was that Apprenticeship speech or some shit?
No, that's
No,
that's Wizard War. That's the Wizard War memes.
Ah, right.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, mage battles can become Yu-Gi-Oh in practice.
I
Exactly.
cast endometriosis.
I
So-
flipped the trap card. Mirror
I
force.
cast testicular torsion. I cast manual breathing.
Fucking Rengeki'd by side of the board, and all my exotic cards are gone.
Instant Brazilian wax! I
cast getting stung in the genitalia by a tarantula hawk.
Here's
Here's
one for Johnny specifically. I ain't practiced much magic since you were around. Here's one that Mom showed me when you weren't around.
I
And
cast
one more
upon
thing.
you.
I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch.
He
pulls
calls his own
out a
mom a bitch
gun.
in an insult. He's so pissed he doesn't know what he's saying. I like that part.
One of the mages is like, I curse thee with the curse of Alex Jones.
You will lose your company to the Onion.
Just silently give you a Sonichu medallion, explain nothing, leave.
No, that is just a cursed artifact. It literally has just a bane inhabiting it.
Bro,
Nick
no,
all
bro.
you had to do was not put it on.
Bro, that fucking curse, that medallion has been cursed by Belial, bro.
If I ever get sent a Sonichu medallion, I will find a priest to take it to have it exercised.
Johnny, you know what to do. Send Kyle the Sonichu medallion.
No.
No, you
Bring
don't
that to me in
understand.
Boston.
The other method.
I
No,
will
you inexplicably
leave you.
wake up and you just have the Sonic hat on. Santa Cat that destroyed Darkseid Phil in the quartering.
Oh God, no.
You just wake up holding it in your hand, gripping it forcefully while wearing the fucking shirt with Sonichu on it.
No. Here's the worst part. You have implanted memories using Mind Sphere of the night you decided to wear it and went on the night on the down. None of this is real. You have been gaslit into believing you had a drunken, debauched night on the town wearing that Sonic hat.
You just find a fucking like analog picture of you fucking in that fucking Christian fucking pose.
Oh, where he's just like he's got that spacey-eyed look on his face, wearing the striped shirt with the medallion.
you use your spheres to edit the photo to look like you.
No. Because
Johnny, what are these pictures you're giving me? Oh, this is the time we went on the town back in the 90s? Oh, okay, wait. What is that? Oh, that's the medallion I gave you. Why does it look familiar? It's Christian's.
Fucking
are the memories kicking in? The memories are kicking in using Mind.
Oh, God.
In 767, we had the Midwinter Night, which was the proper founding of the Order of Hermes.
This is where most of the houses come from. At least
Yeah.
the official large houses of old.
If they survive.
Yeah. Several of them have been gassed.
You get 12 guys who all form houses under their name, say that we will become royal families of royal different houses that will oversee different parts of the Order of Hermes. Sound
The
good?
best way to
Everybody in
describe
agreement?
this is that the Order of Hermes was the New World Order of its time. They basically tried to control and dominate magic because these 12 mages essentially tried to steal the other traditions and force them under their house.
Meanwhile, there is a second group of mages that were looking at all this different numbers magics and thinking how we can actually do something with that. And they became known as the Craft Masons. Now, what member of Iteration X is that today?
Iteration X?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
thank you for giving me the answer, Johnny.
You did actually.
exactly that. I fucking said that. I fucking...
No, that was on purpose. You don't understand. You don't understand. We're all very low IQ. We're talking about Mage.
Exactly that.
No.
You have to have this low of an IQ to understand the spheres in the cosmic universe.
So
It's like the
fucking-
opposite of Rick and Morty.
I still don't get
Mage
it,
does
so
not
don't worry
require
about it.
IQ. It requires autism.
So the only reason why Iteration X exists formally is because they copied the homework of the Order of Hermes.
Yeah.
Great. Speaking of which, in the Final Night setting of World Darkness, how much is Iteration X kicking the ass of everybody?
Oh, all the
A
time.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a bit.
I mean, it's
They
almost
have all
fucking...
the cool toys.
It's almost getting to the point where it's paradox proof, because considering how much shit we're using AI for, and we got people that lose their limbs in a car wreck, getting cybernetic shit with the nerves attached to it. There was a guy, none of you are in the group, so you'd never met him. The group that I play Mage with on Tuesdays. Before it was a Mage group, we had a guy that we just called Cheech because he smoked marijuana and cigarettes like a chimney. But his left arm, he was amputated there. Now,
Yeah.
This guy fucking went into a session one day with his camera on, showing us this giant-ass metal gauntlet that was on his arm. And he said that he went to the University of Louisiana's hospital or some shit, and got the nerves connected. And he was able to move the fingers on that hand. And I met him in person when he was like visiting June and Charlotte. And I got to see that hand. It was like fucking heavy as shit, but no, it worked. I had to take a whole look around, and he said, like, yeah, this is how I strap it on. These are fucking nerves that are attached to it, and this is all the shit it can do. So I'm getting to the point where we're thinking, is it possible in the future that if we have like a guy who's like in a car wreck who gets his back broken and like 2 of his limbs are missing, if we can just rebuild him from the ground up?
Yes,
I mean,
mainly
yes,
because
yeah.
paralysis. There's already devices that basically force the legs to work if you have a severed nerve. On top of that, we're getting to the point where we're actually experimenting not just with quantum computers, but optical photonic computers, which use light waves instead of electricity.
I am so
Nice.
ready to live in this world.
The first new data. Guess where all the photonics are going? Data centers and AI.
Yes.
Getting all dumped
God
into AI
damn it.
data centers.
Yeah, you gotta invest all
Yeah,
that money
Of course,
in AI.
there's gotta be a
Because
snag.
it's
We gotta-
cheaper and drains less power. Like it's 40% less energy intensive.
Can they get
Damn,
rid
I
of all the
hope.
water waste that they're doing, dumping all the heavy metals into that, please? I'm more concerned about that. Can we live in a slightly less lame cyberpunk dystopia, please?
You don't understand. We need to build LLMs so that we can have degenerate weirdos use it to do their research for them and then pretend that they're smart.
I am
I
smothered in
can't
AI.
see
And
them
also
open to
have
death with my
psychotic
bare
breaks
hands.
and kill their girlfriends because their AI
Jesus.
girlfriend told them to.
That's fucking bullshit.
Darla!
Fair.
Darla, I summon orbital laser to destroy you because my AI girlfriend told me to.
And so this group was founded in 767. It almost completely fell apart in 5 years because the Order of
Oops.
Hermes kept trying to fucking kill each other in magic duels. They sold their
Funny
books.
that.
They burned their books. They would just blow up their fucking towers because guess what? Forces magic can do at high levels.
Yeah.
It's to a point where
Oh.
Tremere, yes, that Tremere, and Bonasagus created a rule called the Certamen. You're
And that's
going
why
to
in Ars Magica, the Tremere
The
are nothing to
Curdamane.
fuck with.
You are to
Tournament, yeah.
obey this list of magic rule duels if you have a dispute with each other. If you break on these rules, we will fucking censor you, which we'll get into later, or
Yeah.
worse.
Basically, when you break these rules, there's a good chance that you'll be marked for death. You know how Tremere anti-trivia have the mark of instant kill?
Yes.
It's based on
By
the
the
the Curdamane. It's based on how that works.
It's basically like a non-lethal version, so they don't just go on killing each other and just depleting their population to a minimum.
And emboldened by his own rules that he made, in 848, Tremere ends up dueling everybody in the Order of Hermes to gain power. He almost succeeds until all of his followers are killed by a group of mysterious independent magi, which I'm pretty sure are supposed to be player characters in the adventure module.
It's
think
also
so,
a slight nod from I think an Ars Magica adventure. It might be that too.
I think it is
They
that.
mentioned House Titalix and Pralix and the Order of Miscellany, which is the Ordo Miscellanea, House
Yeah.
X Miscellanea, which is a very fun house to play.
We'll get into
Oh,
those
absolutely.
But-
by the way,
yeah?
Kyle, check the studio
Oh,
notes.
dear
Sure you
Christ.
you don't want to
No.
be
There
this.
it is.
No,
You're
get rid
fucked.
of that.
Your life is over. There's no coming back from
I don't want to fucking. Oh God.
Show that on the video.
You
Show
don't have
the
the
world.
stones to do it.
horrendous. Why would you do that?
I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll my mind sphere. I'm going to roll my mind sphere. Difficulty
I
7.
hate this.
Let me get my mind sphere rolling. I need to know. I need to know.
Go to studio
This is
now.
Kyle. Kyle, this is this is a picture you see in like an analog photo next to your bed.
So the bad
No,
news
not gonna
is
do that. That's
the bad
disgusting.
news is I got a success. So you are now compelled to put that on the screen.
It's already
Put it
on
on
the
the
screen. It's been on the screen.
I just
the
The whole
imagine.
world gets to see it now.
Imagine if Kyle actually saw like a photo of this next to him. He would
Oh my
just do
god,
this
you
to
know who I
himself.
look like? I look like fucking Drakenlord. Oh my god, I do. I look like Rhino Winkler. This is terrible.
I just imagine Kyle when he sees the fucking analog picture, he just grabs a shotgun and just goes. Shoots
That's
his-
actually, if you're curious, that's actually what Tremere looks like. This is what he looked like before he became a giant white worm.
I buy that.
This episode just turned into cook me at all costs.
He's the most Jewish Irish Frenchman we've ever seen in our lives.
It's really, honestly, this
but-
this is horrendous. I hate this.
For all
So-
for all the viewers watching, if you want to see more photos of this of Kyle in
join the
different
server.
positions on people, join the server.
I,
there's a
I'm
lot of
tempted to post the IRA one.
In 876, here's our big plot motivation. The houses occupy the Doistep Covenant. Now, I'm not going to call it Doistep, even though the book keeps on to call it that, because its original name is a lot more fun. This was originally a Horizon realm, a little pocket dimension made in the Umbra, that was originally called La Nam Thai, aka the Million Thai Rice Fields. So yes, welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
Oh no,
Go
it's
ahead.
also a real place. They stole all of northern Thailand and shoved it into a parallel dimension.
Behold,
Wasn't it-
it's the fucking like Chainsaw Man shit. Just puts it in here.
And then they threw it into a fucking volcano.
Exactly. They fought the Nefandi who took it over, and I'm gonna call it the rice fields from now on. So houses Bonasagus, Flambeau, Kazator, and Titalis all go over, kill the Nefandi in it, take the land from northern Thailand, throw it into a fucking volcano, and then pull it out of that volcano and then put it into Girona, Spain. And that becomes their new headquarters.
This might actually. So here's the fucked up thing. That might actually. It's been a while, and I'd have to look at Mythic Europe. This might actually be one of the major covenant points in Ars Magica.
The
was
fucking
it,
rice fields.
I don't think they
was
stole it
the
from
shard?
Thailand.
Was it the Shard Realm of Forces? Was that the place where the rice field is in?
It's
No.
you go into there and like fucking Chin Chin is waiting for you there. He's in the Fondy who's keeps trying to take it back. As it-
rice fields, motherfucker!
As it turns out, Storyteller, the entire Filthy Frank universe takes place in Mage the Ascension.
Well, isn't that? Didn't
Who
we do
knew?
like a whole video series about that?
I
Yeah,
could
exactly
believe it.
that. He fucking awakens on camera.
That makes sense.
Filthy Frank is just a no. Filthy Frank is just an ecstatic. That's what he is. he just awakened on YouTube, but nobody noticed.
I don't know. I think he's a virtual adept. In all honesty.
With
Maybe his other persona.
He conquered the internet in 2016.
He did.
He almost won
Vanish.
Paradigm, but then the lashback happened. He had Paradox outlash.
That's why I
Paradox
switched
out the
to
ass.
Joji and then used Plum Core Records in order to feed his quintessence.
I do like his music. It actually is pretty nice.
Johnny, in the studio notes, is this
Yes, Papa?
is this the rice fields?
Yeah, that's the
Is
rice
this
fields,
accurate?
yes.
That is
That's actually the.
God.
That's actually the last
Damn
expression. Can you put the first one up there, because that's the expression of the Nefandus right when the Order of Hermes stole his land to throw it into a volcano.
Here we have
Why did you
an
have 3
artistic
HP on for
depiction
this?
of what it looks like to be trained in the Order of Hermes.
Hey man, Kyle, I told you the Kyle
I mean, this is
will
House
be
Tremere. This is House
broadcasted.
Tremere training. The only thing they're missing is the gimp getup.
That's it.
I do like the fact that I still have Fluffy in my hand.
I told you, Kyle, that I would get your live reactions to the Kyle verse.
Yeah,
now-
in
now-
an episode, though.
now, Storyteller, I
do
need
it
you to help
I
me.
don't care.
I need you to help me with this point. In
All right.
1003 to 1012, you have the Schism Wars, where, for a reason that the first edition doesn't necessarily explain all that well, Houses Tremere and Flambeau, with the approval of House Krazator, go to war with House Dinde, who were the house that directly communicated with the True Fae. And
Oh, you mean House Diadne? Yeah.
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 oh, that's how you say it?
Yeah,
House Dende.
Yeah, the fucking Dende from Dragon Ball. But you get in the
Yeah,
fight with these
that's
guys.
Dende, not Dende.
That's
They,
that was his
fire
house.
Shit. They fucking kill the guys speaking with Fae, and then they go into the dreaming, and they're never seen again. And this
That's
was
because
done.
that's because they're a major meta plot element from Ars Magica. Basically,
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So Diedne was wiped out at around this time in Ars Magica, and one of the very common. It's not like the meta plot, but it's always hinted that they're still around hidden, and it's because they likely fell into some form of. Essentially, they became Nefandi, but with a true Fae.
Ooh.
It's also like
Essentially,
because
yeah.
That's
Because
like
a lot of-
Nefandi, but with Cthulhu entities.
That's why they got purged. That's why, if you're curious, House Casator are the judges of the Order of or the Hermetics. They're the ones that specialize in investigation and corruption. Flambeau's who you bring if you just want to blow shit up, and Tremere is where you want to make sure they stay dead.
if you want like a Warhammer example, House Quasitor is just the Inquisitors from Warhammer, basically.
It's
That's
just
what they
Cast
do.
Exterminatus. Go ahead.
And
Yeah.
also like
And
the at least
Tribunals takes form of House Flambeau, and at the time, Tremere.
Well,
And
Tremere's
also,
not,
like,
Tremere is the army knife, because they are not just the I can destroy you. I am also the master of the forbidden arts. All
Yes.
of them.
basically. It's
You're-
also like because a lot of the House Diadne, a lot of them escaped with the help of the Fae.
Yeah, they're
And
I mean, in the world of darkness, yeah. In the mythic, no. You don't understand. The protections on magic for them were fucking revoked, and most of them were killed horribly.
and weren't they? Wasn't House Diadne? Didn't they eventually influence formation of the Verbena? Didn't they do that?
No, it's the other way around. The Verbena
Other way
went to the Order of
around.
Hermes to learn magic, forming House Diadne, and it was
the
at this time, I
Verbena-
believe, Tremere kind of screwed them over, saying, "Hey, you guys got to check this shit out. They're doing like human sacrifices in there. It's totally Nephantic and shit." And
Well, in
unfortunately,
Ars Magica, they fucking
were.
did.
Yeah,
In Ars
Tremere, you
Magica, they fucking did.
Tremere, you
Yeah.
snitch.
Tremere
I
fucked
mean, that's not to
everything
say
up
that House
again.
Tremere wasn't guilty of that shit too. They just kept that far better under
And,
wraps.
and then the secret gets out in 1022 when Tremere does the ritual with Etrius and Goratrix to become a vampire.
And the
Yeah.
reason that he did that was because we covered it very briefly, but for those curious, this is why Tremere has a kill on sight order by the Hermetic. Like all Tremere have a kill on sight order by
Yes.
the Hermetics, because he did this to. See, as a mage, you can only extend your life so long before your paradox comes up with you. And he has been doing this for a long time, and the usual methods that he was doing was failing.
Go and watch our episode on House Tremere to learn more
Wasn't
about
it
this
also
spell plot. Because
wasn't
this
also
ma-
like the war like didn't it serve like an example of how like somebody can subvert the code of Hermes as well?
yes,
Wasn't that also a thing?
Well, that's what the
Yeah.
Schism War showed off.
Yeah.
Diadne basically, again, they're trying to elevate them a little bit in this, but like they still were pretty guilty of what they were getting accused of.
next
Not
up
all of them.
in-
Not all of them. A lot of them were innocent, but like they were just at that point, the leader and everything. Fuck them, because they also were just disagreeing with it anyway.
And Tremere took all of his black magic research with him. Etrius and Goratrix were fucking geniuses who carried Tremere, and now all that information is gone, and now he's fucking compromised Order of Hermes because this man has no loyalty to the Hermetics anymore, and is just selling out these secrets and all this magic to fucking anyone who asks to share it with.
Our positive example of homosexuality, number 872 in this series. Up there and
Exactly.
including with the leaders of the Byzantine Empire. What were they thinking when they wrote these?
Mm.
You know you
What did they
don't
mean by
want to
this?
know. You don't want to know, bro.
But 1095 to 1192, the Crusades happen. And of course, they're saying, "Oh, Islam is going to take over all of Europe. We gotta kill them all." And the Hermetics use this as an opportunity to just raid the Arabian Peninsula, steal a whole bunch of magic shit, and then run back and put in their Horizon realms.
They went,
Which is
"Let's
what
just
happened in Ars
fucking
Magica, if
kill
you're
'em."
curious too.
They really, they
We
did
got
lo-
flying carpets.
they
Yes.
really did live up to their name as the Europeans stealing
Yeah.
shit from other cultures.
It's that white folks have no culture. 1188. The fucking Sons of Ether form. We're not getting into it here. We got an episode of Sons of Ether. Go watch.
Essentially, what happened was the guys who were writing this found this book called Kitab al-Asir, which is a real manuscript that was written by the Arabs. I think it involved certain types of mechanical machinery.
One guy had a Greek translation, the other guy had a Latin translation, and then they found out they had the same thing, and then they formed the Natural Philosophers Guild, which was known today as the Sons of Ether.
They also, for whatever reason, started advocating for a white ethno-state. No one knows why. They weren't even white. They were just, it just happened. I don't know.
I am
It
white, therefore I can cast magic.
I don't know. It
no.
just came out of nowhere.
And
It's really
that's
weird.
From this one guy, I think his name is Kyle. He kept referencing
shut
something
the
he
fuck
learned
up.
from the African peninsula.
It's as weird as the time when, if you read Call of Cthulhu Harlem Edition, they just kind of went into detail about how the police just instinctively have a drive to beat up all Harlem residents for some reason. It was weird.
Well, that's because HP
Like, I don't know.
Lovecraft
I
got
guess
shit.
the moment you start wanting to build etheric devices, you just all of a sudden start goose stepping, Roman saluting. They didn't even know what they were doing. They just did it on
And then the
instinct.
cops just shake your hand on the street and say, "Thank you for helping us out in Harlem with those people."
It's like
you know, the
baby
ones."
turtles migrating to the sea. You inexplicably try to use your super science to build certain chambers to detain people in.
No,
So,
dude,
what ha-
turtles migrating towards the beach is just the opening of Saving Private Ryan.
with 11, somewhere in the middle of the 12th century, that was when the Order of Hermes was at the height of their power, because they found out that the Sleepers were forming something called the University, where the Order of Hermes quickly found out the best way to spread their own idea of mass ascension is to infiltrate these universities and start sneaking in little bits into the curriculum, passing in little messages about whether or not you know that magic exists. And if you prove that you do know magic exists, you're the perfect guy for us to whisk away to a Horizon realm, and we'll teach you how to be a wizard. And then fucking Hoodwarts forms.
You're a
We
wizard,
got
Harry.
yeah, over here saying at Netflix that we got to do 20 new hires with H1 visas and shit.
Is it bad that I'm actually kind of envisioning? That actually sounds like a really fun shitpost Mage the Ascension game.
Oh, where it's
Hogwarts.
just Hogwarts?
No,
Well, no,
Hoodwarts.
it's Hogwarts, but like you do the houses where it's like, okay, we have this magical. Why are we doing? Well, the last time we did it the old-fashioned way, half of you died horribly. So we're trying to make sure, given the aftermath of the Avatar storm, that we get our numbers back. So we got Bonus Agus's hat to tell us where you're supposed to go.
Yes, that's
And-
fucking
And
annoying.
if it says Disney, we just kill you instantly.
Push it on him. House Flambeau, the next guy. Autism.
At one point, the house just screams pancakes.
Put him
He
in with
just-
the ecstatics.
No. They pull from the hat and just Shamir. Everybody looks at the guy.
Bruh.
The bruh. And they just shoot him.
They just have a Thanatos
Ex
standing there
miscellanea
being
with the rest
accused.
of the trash.
Wait, I'm ex miscellanea.
However, in 1199, the Hermetic Tribunal confirms that Shamir has lost his fucking mind. Exactly that horn goes off. He's discovered a guy called Solo, and he fucking diabolizes the guy. He becomes an antediluvian, and now he's fucking gone. And now Etrius and Gortrix are running the show, but now he's gone completely fucking rogue. He's now talking with houses Ventru and Toreador, and now we need to kill this man the minute we find him. But nobody knows where the fuck Shamir is, so the plot point will never be resolved until Gehenna.
And
What?
this is
It's
what
like-
happens instead of the other war that happens in Transylvania, because there is a big thing that happens in the 1200s. This
Yes.
is their attempt to try to, because they can't use that, so they had to change things, because you can't really use Tremere like you did in Ars Magica. You kind of made them vampires.
And then the Order of Reason comes into play. In 1210, in the winter, they go over to a chantry they had in Mistridge and blow it the fuck up with a cannon.
Yep.
What?
Seemed like the thing to do.
Easy as that.
I mean,
And then
we
begin
had
to
the
realize-
canon. The Chantry was right there. The rationalists. We don't like them.
I will say straight up that I think the revised version of this, but I know we're not talking about it, but I think revised handles this better than what they're doing. This reads kind of like a revised book
Almost
because
like
of
a
all
green
the history
text.
points. Yeah.
The order of the order of reason, aka the rise of the Decepticons and the mages.
Next, there was a bunch of shit gone wrong because in the late 1200s, the Crusades and the Inquisition deemed that witches, wizards, and any sort of consorts of Satan need to die, which includes the
That's
Hermetics.
hilarious.
In 1325, March 20th.
No, you don't understand. That's full
What?
of shit because the Catholics actually, if you tried to accuse someone of being a witch, they fucking accused you of being a liar and would kill you instead. So this is hilarious. This is something that mostly happened in Germany, not really France and Italy.
Nah. And in 1325, the White Tower calls the big convention with the craft masons get invited, these guys that blew our tower up at the cannon, and now we have an Order of Reason, where the Hermetics are now realizing that maybe just passing out those copies of that magic book 1,000 years ago was a bad idea, which has now caused a culture shift in the Order of Hermes. They're beginning to realize that their best years are about to be behind them, that they were eating the best they ever did in the Dark Ages. And now a paradigm shift has happened where instead of it being the freedom of information, where this knowledge that you can become as God needs to be told to everybody, it is, we will decide when we tell you that you can become like God. But until then, enjoy putting the square in the triangle hole again and again, nowhere with it.
Also, another fun thing is that those with the gift, you can actually tell that they have the gift in Ars Magica. And this one, no, you just can spontaneously awaken.
It's a certain group of select few people in Ars Magica could learn magic, but here it can be anybody.
Basically, if you make everyone hate you like a psyker or blank in 40k, that means you're probably a wizard or just an asshole.
And now a paradox becomes a bitch. In 1330, a guy who was teaching class, one Andreas Litloff, Litolf, sorry, I got his name wrong, typo.
Litolf?
He is attacked by the New World Order in the middle of him teaching a class. He tries casting a spell in front of his students, only to realize that paradox prevented the spell from going off, and he is shot to death and dies shot into comatose and then dies 7 days later.
Because did he fall into quiet as well when that happened?
Yeah,
Yes.
he enters Twilight.
Yeah, he was fucked from the beginning when that happened.
So this is where they're starting to go into the weird Shadow War element, which is interesting, but it's also the least interesting aspect of being a wizard, in my opinion. It's both the most and least interesting. It's a paradox of its own.
Next up, Porthos, the main character of the fucking tradition, is born in 1403. We'll talk about him eventually. 1429, G. de Rai finds a young Joan of Arc and teaches her how to be a mage. She dies 2 years later.
Well,
Because
G.
I think
de
she's a
becomes a
witch.
Nefandus, and then we gotta deal with him and his shit.
Gil de Rais
Yeah.
becoming a Nefandus is one of the choices of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he became, because she died, and he just became so depressed. He became a fun. Then he just did war crimes for some years until he was dealt with.
And finally, in 1440, we get the actual founding of the traditions as a whole, the Council of Nine. What happens is that Porthos and Master Baldric LaSalle, LaSalle, fucked up saying that, call in Lady Nightshade of the Verbena, the woman who founded the Verbena, who's still fucking alive.
Yeah, that's another problem with early mages. You had all these characters that are centuries old just kind of fucking squatting everywhere.
Oh, not tens of thousands of year old in terms of her.
That's the weird part about this whole mage thing, is that they're technically as old as Canaanites, and yet we never see any feuds between folks here in the Hermetics and people like Tremere, where they should be feuding every other week, something like that.
They didn't think it
all
through.
their friends are dead and they're sad.
And they also bring in the social chorus and tells them, hey, we fucking hate your guts. We gotta bury the hatchet. It's the Verbena, the Hermetics, and the choristers find this.
Yeah.
And they say, we need to go across the world and find anybody who disagrees with the Nefandi and the Order of Reason, and we need to get them on our side as soon as possible. They then travel around the world, find the Ecstatics in the middle of a garbage can, find the Thanatos and the Akashics trying to kill each other, and then eventually go to the Arabian Peninsula and find the Ale Batini and get them on their side. And I feel like I'm missing one. The Dream Speakers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I actually did forget about them. And now we have the Council of Nine. House Suffocati ends up splitting off into Order of Hermes to become its own like pseudo house. Like it kind of like is and isn't a hermetic seat. We will eventually do an episode on the Suffocati because there's so much to talk about them.
Oh yeah.
In 1440 to 57, the mages travel around the world, get all these people on their side, and in 1448, in the rice fields, they have this massive fight with each other where they're trying to decide who's going to lead, leading to a new tribunal, and the Order of Hermes is about to fucking fall apart. Before like years of debating goes by until they say, look, with surviving houses, we're each going to pick a sphere of magic that we're all going to focus on. We're going to divide that between the remaining 9 houses that we have, and then use that as a focal point, and then Ex Miscellanea does whatever the fuck they want off to the side.
Yeah.
So I'm good. We're all going to kill each other. Okay, good. Let's proceed.
Well, my favorite is that during this convocation, because this is the grand convocation that takes years, like literal decades to go through.
Yeah, from 1457 to 1470, it goes on for.
But one of my favorites is 9. So one idea was there's actually over 300 spheres, my man.
Oh yes. Are we playing Fatal now?
No.
The amount.
So here's the thing.
Fireballs.
The elements of reality, you could argue you could probably make even less spheres. You could also argue you probably could do more spheres.
You could do what Mage Ascension did and split entropy in fucking 2.
You probably could do that, though.
Fucking death magic. Oh.
You probably could,
Mage,
though.
The Awakening?
Mage Awakening, I think it really cut down the skills because the skill check is fucking irrelevant in Mage Ascension because magic fucking solves everything.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it already kind of does in Ascension anyway.
So Awakening, I like it. I like Awakening for like cutting down the skills that you're never gonna fucking use, but at the same time you cut entropy in 2 and I fucking hate you for that.
I don't really like entropy's broken as fuck. So
yes, that's why I like it.
So I don't mind it getting cut down.
Be just broken in general. Like Johnny explained that the whole point of Mage is you have to cheat.
Yes, you find out how to cheat.
But the fact that entropy
you're basically
is busted,
cheating, and you gotta bullshit the DM.
Yeah, it's like
here's the thing,
roll
right?
again.
No, here's the thing, right? Correspondence is easily one of the most broken, but it only is that way when you combine it with another sphere. Entropy, you don't have to give a shit, and that's kind of nonsense.
They're all broken.
Fucking love this shit. We have a Euthanatos NPC that's like my quest giver for the Mage game we got, and they've begun to realize that how valuable entropy is, so they're just buffing him in combat, just sending him out to find their behalf.
Basically, turn the DMPC into the main character.
I mean, I'm not kidding. You could probably split the spheres even further if you really wanted to. Hey, maybe that's what they're gonna do for Mage 5th. Who knows?
We're gonna have
it'll probably linear magic.
It's never going to happen.
They don't have the stones.
It's going to be linear magic. You know, they're just going to turn it into sorcery.
It's just sorcery, and that's it. In 1470, which we'll talk about again when we do the Suffocati episode, when Hillel Tiumim, who is of House Suffocati, does a false flag attack on the Order of Hermes, thinking it will unify all traditions against the Order of Reason. This proves to be a really fucking stupid idea, considering that the time sphere is a thing where you can just go look back in time and find out the Suffocati are the ones who did the false flag attack.
Wasn't a very good plan.
This
starts
so he dies.
A long history tradition of I'm gonna shut my mouth right there. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
He immediately he's executed for what he did. His avatar is destroyed, and the Suffocati are exiled and given a kill order by the Order of Hermes.
Also,
basically, I imagine an apprentice walks in, goes up to Porthos Fitzgerald, and goes, "Sir, plane has hit the doorstep."
Again. Do we have to move the rice fields to another death volcano? Do we have to go to Krakatoa?
No, I got it. We move it to Mars.
I've always enjoyed watching Mars as the flat disk. Maybe it'll be beautiful as another flat disk.
Fucking Elon Musk.
By the way,
go through the series, sir. They've changed the model of the universe.
Ah,
Oh no.
Also, like
The planets are not stars anymore. They are
3
actually
HP, what's up?
spherical objects that orbit the sun.
I was just gonna say, never
How
trust the
disappointing.
guy. Never trust the guy that his name in Latin is Lucifer. That
Is
is
there the firmament?
Yeah,
Is there still a
but-
firmament?
Well,
No, they got rid of that too. Fuck!
well, and
Uh,
so now we go into the dwindling, aka the Order of Hermes now taking L after L after L.
The long loser streak.
It begins in 1482, where one of their Horizon realms gets attacked, and the Order of Hermes, rather than gracefully taking a loss, blames every other tradition for not coming to their defense. When I don't know the reason why nobody came to their defense. Well, first of all, every mage is up their own fucking ass, but at the same time, the Order of Hermes has one big fatal issue: pride. These are guys that will never ever admit that they're wrong about anything.
You know, the quickest thing you can do is you can easily cut the dwindling, because it's literally just, hey, here's this random occulty guy that I learned from Alan Moore or from any of the people that talk about chaos magic. Like, here's John Dee, which, if you've ever read anything resembling the Lovecraft mythos, he's also responsible for the English translation of the Necronomicon.
He's
Here's
also
Faust.
I remember John Dee. There was this like book series I read in middle school called The Alchemist, where John Dee was the main antagonist, and he was a fucking awesome villain in that book as well.
Is that the one where it's like the child of Henry Armitage is like half Shoggoth or whatever?
I think he is, but
yeah, that's a manga. I know that one.
oh no, this is like a 6-part book series, but
there's also a manga which does the same thing.
But you have Faust is real that happened, and then what is this? Oliver Cromwell fucking ruins everything, and the Order of Hermes goes to fight him, only for every single spell they use to cast to invoke Paradox, and then that entire army they sent over is just fucking memory hold from existence.
Paradox does that.
Now you would think that the Fianna would have brought that up, but no, the Paradox erased that.
This is one of those problems where it's like, okay, we got to bullshit like all this stuff happening behind the scenes, and it just kind of doesn't work for me at all.
Saint Germain becomes a man, and he immediately takes all this magic and uses it for his own purposes, and doesn't actually give a shit about the Ascension War, and the Hermetics hate him for it. Next up, you have Alessandro Cagliostro. That's a mouthful of a name. Who barely passes Hermetic school and basically lives his life as a con artist, selling these bullshit elixirs that he knows doesn't work, but he doesn't care because he got paid. Next up is Eliphas Levi.
Basically, more hibbity jibbity ooga booga fucking mystic occultist guys. It's just random occultists they looked up.
Like Kabbalism is no longer a Jewish thing, and he makes the tarot cards and he makes occultism very fashionable and trendy. Is his accomplishment.
Eliphas Levi is part of there's a large movement that happens in the early 19th century involving spiritual medium, spirit cooking. This is the same century that invented Mormonism, Seventh-day Adventists. It's a religious revival period in the West, and also occultism in the West as well. The first examples of parasciences came about at this time.
In 1875 to 1947, Aleister Crowley would sexually assault one Ashley Sturbridge and begin the meta plot of the Tremere in the books, like the novel books. And then 1922, the Ali Battini say, "Fuck this shit. I'm sick of you European pieces of shit." They quit the Council of Nine, leave to go to the Arabian Peninsula, and slam the door behind them.
Translation: they don't want to admit that this is the period of time where Islam goes through its own religious fundamental revivalist period.
Mm-hmm.
If you're curious where Wahhabism and like the radical, like actual terror cell shit comes from, it comes from this movement that happens in the 1800s, late 1800s.
Yeah.
And
also because they didn't help them out in the Middle East because technocracy were kind of invading, and a lot of people didn't help them out, so they just you know what, fuck you, we're gonna defend ourselves. So we're not gonna.
You sent Lawrence of Arabia,
that was inventing shit. Yeah, I think they're just inventing shit just to have shit happen.
And then in 1939, fucking World War II happens. The Nefandi take the lead of the Ascension War, and everything is just going to shit from that point forward. And in the history,
you can tell that even back then, Phil Bricado really wanted the true villains to be the fucking Nefandi.
where
Well, I mean,
Two
it makes
masterminds.
sense.
the fucking Satanist.
I
They
mean,
were
it's
just
just a
like,
choice.
To be fair, you won't find a better villain than a Nefandi.
Exactly. They're made for the sole express purpose to be evil, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're finally done with the history portion. Who's ready to go to Hoodports? Who's ready for this?
I have something I want to say, at least historical.
Tell me.
At least, apparently in 19. Let me just find it. In 19, I think it's between 1996, something like that. The technocracy assaulted a primary hermetic college on the moon. I think on Mercury.
Yeah, they do that a lot. This is like the lead up to the Avatar storm, which basically fucks up most of the Horizon realms.
Yeah, I would just sort of add that in because that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a magical. I mean, these are also the same sorts of people that would like shoot fairies on the moon. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they have an
Yeah.
entire base on the secret moon of Mercury, and
I
then the
just
fucking
doesn't.
and the Technocratic Union fucking blew it up doing some Star Wars shit.
And then by doing that, they gave it to the Nefandi, and that essentially was taken by the Nefandi.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you have on the next page a character that's from Daria, but more annoying. Underfed bald eagle that's probably dying because of a vegan diet.
Yeah,
just-
she's got her shoes off in her desk and an iguana on one of her books. She's wearing a fucking
You can smell this
pentagram
woman from looking.
Netflix.
It's a dead lizard. You have a dying fucking bald. This person's bad with their pets.
She's drinking
this
coffee.
is what the Order of
She's got
Hermes is
fucking
reduced
hobo
to.
patches on the knees of her jeans.
What they don't show you is her trust. She's actually looking up her trust fund bank account because she's actually only pretending to be poor.
Yes.
Her last name is Ricada.
Should I put this in the? Should I put this picture in a video?
What the hood?
Oh,
Black Harry
no.
Potter? Yes, do it.
You walk
Un-
into
un-
a room and goes,
Unironically,
This is
if you told me
men's
this was a
fault.
verbena, if this was a verbena, I'd believe you because this feels like what a revised verbena
If I
would
can
look
find
like.
a
Hey,
way to,
man.
like, get just this one page, that'd be great.
Hey man, you should have added in Black's Snape. That would have been more fitting.
It's
I also love that
Yeah, well, let me
they
do it.
tried to commit to, but did not quite get the cracked plaster. The only thing that they're missing is the stolen copper pipe in a corner and a very badly disguised crack pipe. That's the only thing missing from this setup.
fucking check it.
I also find it.
A
also-
bottle of peroxide on the side.
I just
Honestly.
also want to say I just find it cool that if you're like an initiate mage and you're gonna go to school for the Order of Hermes, your teacher goes, "Okay, boys, we're gonna go. Our school is located on the moon in Mercury. Let's go."
You see, it sounds like a good place to go. When it comes to awakening as a hermetic, they basically say you just come to it on your own conclusion. If you were going to become a member of the Order of Hermes, you figure it the fuck out on your own. You have a thirst for knowledge. You know what you're being told by academia or the government or whoever you want to say it is, or like capitalism, if you want to be trendy. It's telling you lies to keep under control, and you're trying to find out the real truth behind things. And you sound crazy because Democratic Union has made it so this goes against consensus. But you know the truth because you just know it essentially that yes, this is how the way the world is supposed to actually work. You then ascend on your own, and once that magic spark happens, almost kind of like a kin fetch in a way, like the hermetics will find you. Usually you're like some guy in college who finds this out because you're on your own for the first time, looking for answers on your own, and this is how they find you. Or you're a young adult that they just happen to come across, and they'll just scoop you up and take you to wizard school, where you begin your career as an apprentice with the 3 degrees.
I
First
did
one,
something like that with my mage character, Lucian Duval. That's kind of what his backstory is.
You just got scooped up one day.
Yeah, pretty
I
much,
just like-
except he was like 12.
It's you know what I just
It can
remind
happen.
myself of, like this is the plot of Ruibi.
I don't know
This-
what that is.
RWBY. This is the
Oh,
plot.
Ruby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth. That's a throwback.
It's basically that.
Yep.
It's the thing that has nothing of fucking value other than the fight scenes until the dude died of a very easily preventable death, and thus there's
Yeah.
nothing of value afterwards.
Like,
Rest in
fucking
peace,
Mon-
Monty. It's
One
true.
Yeah,
season
Rest in
wonder.
peace, Monty.
Yeah. So you
Goat.
begin as the neophyte. where you go to school here for about 3 years. And then after your classes are done, you're handed over to an adept who, if he's a man, he's called the Patter. If he's a woman, he's called the Matter. If he's a woman. And then they go through this whole mentorship with you where it's essentially an abusive relationship by design. They want you to be scared as shit of your teacher because they're saying, no, we're not here to make friends. We're in the middle of an Ascension war. We don't have to like each other. We just have to work with each other.
I mean, this is also somewhat based on how it was handled in Ars Magica because, it depended on what house. Honestly, Titleist is the best way to describe House Titleist's upbringing is, you know how the Get of Fenris is considered really hard on their aspirations?
Oh, yes.
No. Aspirants. Thank you. Titleist makes you wish you were a Get. They intentionally push you to the limits and force you to not just question them, but yourself, existence, and you have to struggle every fucking day.
Oh my god. Am I real? Is everything real?
Because their whole thing
real
is that
and
sort of shit.
They
are the school of hard knocks.
You got something, 3?
Oh, I'm just saying, for neophytes, they typically like spend 1 to 3 years at the college.
They also
Ascension, right?
moonlight as grogs, basically. Can you fetch me the extinct creature? You mean the one that actually is highly venomous? Yes. Can you? It's wanting to bite my. Don't worry. Just let it happen.
You're a grog. You don't need to worry.
To really give you the idea, Kyle, like Severus Snape, for everyone who's familiar with Harry Potter, but
yes,
Kyle, I know you'll get this one. Aizawa from My Hero Academia.
Oh,
that kind of.
No, that's about right. That is straight up about right. Yeah.
But they do this for a reason, though. They don't really do it because they're assholes or because they want to like test your mettle to make sure you are the strongest. They do it because they don't want to make sure you grow up to be a selfish, entitled asshole about it.
You say that, but straight up, that is legitimately one of the reasons Titleist does it is specifically because they need you to.
And if you fail, if you get like 1 F on an assignment, you're expelled and you're immediately dropped into the hands of the nearest tradition.
So I got a D- on my last test. No, you didn't.
they proceed to pick you up, throw you through the wormhole, and then the whole younger hermetic. You're now Euthanatos.
Congratulations, and throws you to Ex Miscellanea. Go with the rest of the trash.
About it, kid. I'll show you the streets. Here, take this gun. You're gonna go over that guy that's been doing nothing but fucking and drinking the past 2 years. You just put 2 in the back of his head, and don't worry about it. All right, go get him, kid.
Okay.
Man.
By the way, kid, what's your name? Luigi.
Hey,
no,
don't worry.
You're natural. You know.
Don't worry. You got to teach this guy to go see Jesus. Ignore the choir. Ignore the chorus guy. No, you got to make him see Jesus. Well, you got to meet Paul so he can get sent to hell. Ignore him. He's not right.
Man,
I am.
This conversation just made me imagine if Danny DeVito joined the Order of Hermes.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Next up, you have the second stage, the Zelator. Now, you're finally brought in out of the classes, and you're brought into politics. You're a small fish in a big pond is the whole point here.
And have fun with that.
You have to figure out who's in charge, what all these different sayings are, and if you're asking questions, you're already behind.
Yep, that's when they begin the grind.
Yes, you have
in the labs.
And you finally
you're starting to understand why the Tremere are the way they are with this, don't you?
And now we have Praxis, which is their whole set of laws as well. It's a system of laws where it's this well-oiled machine where you are to go along with it, and if you go against it, you are a wrench in the works that needs to be put out and cast aside.
Yeah, that's when they begin undergo the epiphany that results in a word, like a single term that articulates their life goal or transformative process, and that carries their will into the world as well.
Yes. And they'll send you on missions too as a Zelator, such as, we found a demon who's running around the streets of Chicago. Here's a wand, catch it.
Well, no, it's even worse than that. So here's the other thing. The Praxis, you have to do what's known as antinomian, which is literally the opposite form of of understanding to what you usually go with. They give an example. This person's a real book. Yeah, I mean they're nerds, right? One of the first things you might do is just set your entire book collection on fire.
Yep.
That's it. Just
If you were an aspiring chorus, you might have to actually make a deal with a demon.
Makes sense, but
Mr.
also
Fighter, I see you want to be a wizard. I need you to torch the entire works of communism and to raise up the entire ethics of capitalism. Do that, and we'll make you a wizard.
All right, fellow. You're a Marxist, right? So you need to work with this. You need to work with this member of the Society of Ether and this Zimishi. Don't ignore the swastika boobs.
We need you to actually read Das Kapital. You can't
Also,
we need you to actually read Das Kapital and Mein Kampf at the same time.
No, but also like
ideally with one eye on each book.
The Hungry Handbook, yes.
You're saying 3?
I was just saying.
You've never committed a crime here. Here's this gun. Go into that
talk,
building.
goddammit.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, if we didn't forget to mention, they also learn a language called Enochian as well.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
Yes.
So they have. You remember how we were saying before that words have power? Well, to compartmentalize the magic, they have an entire language that they've made called Enochian, the language of angels, so to speak.
Yep.
Where this is what's written in the grimoires. So in case you pick it up and try reading these books, you will not know what the fuck you're looking at. It's an entire, basically a dictionary of all these different sentences, how to phrase sentences together to have them cast as a spell. It is magic A is magic A. It is this word does this thing, and there is no changing that. You cannot subvert this magic. You cannot hollow one your way through it where you just try picking up a book and BSing your way and just tanking the paradox. No, you actually have to know what the word is before you can use it. And if you try shortcutting it, the spell just will not go off or will give you paradox.
You do not want to shortcut magic.
Behold, as the paradox summons all the dead.
Basically.
In fairness, it's their paradigm. It's basically the equivalent of a rote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, if you think about it, there's a reason that it's the Hermetics that eventually formed the NWO, because look at this control shit they're doing here.
Yeah.
Let me see this.
And
Yep.
you then go into the practice, or the practicus. Sorry about that. Where you're given your one task, the thesis statement. You have to find one word that you will embody for the rest of your life. For Jesus Christ, it was agape, everlasting love.
Oh, I thought it was agape, as in a gaping hole.
But not, it's 3 syllables. With Francis Bacon, it was progress. For Anton LaVey, it was indulgence. You have to find.
Yes, probably a great idea to have a hermetic as a Satanist. Excellent fucking choice, book.
It's a good call.
Lord Jesus Christ, I have something for you. What is it, my son? It is an ancient scroll. It is said to be called the Goatsy.
The Hermetics. The only thing with Anton LaVey and Jesus Christ is both founding members. Excellent choice. Excellent choice, book.
Once you find the word that you want to embody, you will then make that your entire life's purpose. You're going to embody this one thing that will define your work, your career as a mage, and define you.
Yep. I'm just envisioning someone just saying the word prolapse and that being their fucking word.
I'll make your asshole look like a red lettuce.
I just imagine like the mentor is like, tell me, my student, what is your word? What is the thing that encapsulates your entire being and essence? And so there's a prolapse of anal cavities.
No, it's worse. You realize he becomes a booty warrior.
No!
Oh, no.
No, the other one is feckless. What? Feckless? I saw my future and it's all downhill from here.
See, no, that would be just grounds to just call you a Thanatos and just cap him in the head before he can fuck anything up.
No.
Thanatos, do you all do commissions?
No. This is what he as soon as he says he has nothing, the mentor gives him a shotgun.
You just
to
fucking
finish him
do
off.
the Ryan McNutt.
Play shotgun
Yep,
roulette
just-
where he's just like smokes 2 cigarettes, drinks 2 beers, and just blows his head off.
Hey guys,
does-
I think that's it.
No, he gives him the shotgun and just says to him, "Now do the Kurt Cobain."
He's all you gotta do.
My word is manifested. It's Xanax. What does this mean?
It means you're an ecstatic. Have fun, kid.
And then you have, once you have that word, the graduation process called the Tribunal, where you do the declaration, you declare what you're going to be, you swear to Hermetic oaths, which we'll go over. You then change your name. You
Shadow
abandon
name.
You abandon the name that you were given, and you take on a shadow name, which is a name that you give to yourself. That will then be what you're called for the rest of your life. You're then given the sigil of the house that you are going to belong to, given the spheres that you've specialized in. You finally become an actual proper house member. And then you have the final declaration of Vector, which is like AKA meet your graduating class of year 2026 and so on.
Don't they have to do a trial against their mentor to be a?
Well,
and
yeah,
be
there's a magic
recognized?
duel.
Yeah, because you have to be
There's a
recognized
couple
by
things.
Quasitor. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be recognized by Quasitor. But also, I just had another joke.
Yeah.
Okay, for the word, all right, for the epiphany, the suit Winter's like, okay, what is your word? He says furry.
Ooh. Life, liberty, and the first two penis.
Well, no. Remember, also, it is the Quasitor using the hermetic name, and then there's also the mentor prefers the secret name, the true name. Imagine if the guy writing it, when he was writing your true name, he just has like the ugliest fucking sneeze, and it's just a big wad of snot. Like that's your fucking true name.
Yeah.
From now until the day you die.
No. Imagine if he he doesn't like his student agent, he makes his true name Alex Jones, or like Adolf Hitler.
Oh god, imagine if your shadow name you yawned in the middle of it. That means you have to fucking yawn to say your name as the shadow name.
He's like, my name is you. That's my name.
Question for you guys while we're in the middle of this episode doing this.
What's
For
that?
the document we have prepared, should we save being a master for the second episode, the part 2?
It might make
yeah,
sense, but I don't know. Is it different and revised?
Well, it's kind of like updated. It's
Revised
like,
is very revised is it's the only here's the thing. It's the only tradition book that I think actually is
like
I
it's
would
a
argue
sequel.
better.
Yeah,
I would argue it's a better book.
sequel. So
Because we're gonna stop off at the 4th degree, and we have the other 4 as well. So let's leave that for the.
let's go ahead. Let's actually get into the houses. We got an hour left.
Should
Hold
we
on a minute.
say the
let's-
Code of Hermes first, or the
We
oath?
probably
Yeah,
should
let's go-
do the
yeah,
Code of
let's do that
Hermes and
real quick.
Hermetic
We'll
Law.
read the Code of Hermes and then go into the houses.
All right, everybody, put your hand on the book and raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I swear everlasting loyalty to the Order and its members. The Order's friends and enemies are my friends and enemies, and I shall not spurn a friend nor succor an enemy.
Shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, werewolf litany shit already.
Pretty much, yeah.
At least the werewolves try to obfuscate it because the head turning laws aren't until deep in the litany. This is the first law.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Don't
I mean,
fuck
they
with your
almost
enemies.
destroyed themselves 5 years later, so, it makes sense that the first law is basically, I will not betray everyone and be the biggest piece of shit humanly possible.
Yeah, the first law is just them swearing loyalty, not to harm each other.
Yeah.
And for the Order.
I shall not through... Oh, I was gonna... I shall not through action or inaction endanger the Order, nor consort with devils or undead, nor anger the yeah, that happened multiple fucking times before
You
this
still
one was
talk with
added.
devils. You still do this.
You have
Yeah.
to. It's part of the
You
anti-nomen.
don't understand. There's just one. There's a 0 law that no one tells you about.
We
And
used to have
it's
12 houses.
The secret law is it's only illegal if you get caught.
There used to be 12 houses. You want to ask what happened to this one? You don't want to know.
Yeah.
They stopped existing for a reason.
You see these bones? You want to know how these bones got made? You want to know how these bones...
My mentor made them.
I
I
do
keep them
find
as a
it
warning.
kind of interesting that they note in the book that they specifically say nor anger the Fae. So far, I don't think they've directly interacted with any of the...
They fucking
There is a
exterminated
house
House Dead,
specific
man.
for one.
Yeah.
House Diana was specific. There's a different house entirely that deals with the Fae. I don't remember what they were.
I mean, we're seeing this in my Mage game I'm running on Tuesdays, where enjoy pissing off the Fae as they send invisible, inaudible assassins after you.
Also, let's be honest. When they say the Fae, what they're mostly like technically talking about are like Dark Ages Fae, not Changeling. Because
Those who
Dark
are
Ages-
eternal. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I mean, also it involves spirits in general because again, the Hermetics deal an awful lot with spirits,
And you will lose control at some point.
Yeah.
Yep,
So,
they control the fuck
The
out of
house. The house is specifically designed for interacting with the Fae, was founded by the Fade-blooded lady Marinita, House Marinita.
them.
Well, they had to replace the previous one.
And she ain't
Yeah,
around
they
that
had
more.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that.
They're in House Ex Miscellanea with everybody else.
Yep.
I shall not deprive any order mage of magical power, nor through action or inaction attempt to bring harm to an order mage, except in justly declaring an open certamen.
Essentially,
Basically,
if they're order of reason, yeah, who cares? I'm gonna blast you.
Yeah,
This is like
Sabat
the
rules.
basic non-aggression, like don't touch my shit, I won't touch your shit, kind of like ruling.
Exactly that, because they did 5 years of doing that shit, and it's
It didn't help them out in the long
Bonus
run.
Agus was right for a reason.
Yep.
I shall not spy by any means or manner upon another order mage's private works, nor read an order mage's mind, nor invade or observe an order mage's sanctum, save to guard against a clear, direct, forceful, and imminent threat to the safety of the order.
This is the one that's most
Except for
broken
everyone
by
else.
the Hermetics. No. Here's the thing. This is the one that's most often broken by the Hermetics, and this is a relic from Ars Magica. Because here's the thing: the Code of Hermes. This is all from Ars Magica.
Yes, this entire thing is just lifted straight from it.
Yeah.
And
If called before a tribunal, I shall abide by its verdicts. If called to sit upon a tribunal, I shall vote wisely, respect the votes of others, and support the tribunal's verdicts.
where, if you want to know how well this rule is actually followed, Kyle, you remember the back and forth between Etrius and Gortrix? In Tremere book?
Somewhat. It was a long time ago, but it was
to a point where Gortrix was trying to snipe Etrius in the hallways anytime he stepped out of his room.
basically it was very petty, and it was very much like as the great warrior poet Fred Durst once said, it's all about the he said she said bullshit.
It's about who gave Tremere the best blowjob, and I say it was me.
Basically,
Well, that
yeah.
fucking that Tremere Shanty was a goddamn PvP server. Bro.
Is that, now, everyone hates each other in Tremere.
Yeah, they're Tremere.
Yeah.
That's why they got to do the whole pyramid thing, because otherwise they don't kill each other by now.
Nobody likes a Tremere, even
Because they,
Tremere.
more than anything else, embodied the worst aspects of the Hermetics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what happens when you dabble in dark
Hermetics
magical
are
day.
natural enemies. Just like
It's-
Tremere and Zamichi. And Tremere and Setites. And Tremere and Tremere.
This meme exists. I saw it before referring to the Zamichi, which is also true. But if called before a tribunal, I shall abide by its verdicts. If called to sit on a tribunal, I shall vote wisely, respect the votes of others, and support the tribunal's verdicts.
Basically, magical jury duty.
Yeah, be all.
Also, communist gobbledygook, because this is basically democratic centralism. You have to suck it up and listen to a
be
tribunal.
democratic, be unanimous.
Yep, it's just tribunal duty at that point.
That
That's
right.
what you gotta do.
Upon reaching the 5th degree or higher, I shall train apprentices and instruct them in this code. Mainly because they need to replace their fucking numbers.
Exactly.
I bear the entire responsibility for my apprentice, which means that you can be killed for their fuck-ups, which is why they train them so harshly. And shall duly admonish, restrain, discipline, or arrest an apprentice who endangers the order, and shall yield the same apprentice to the order's lawfully appointed agent or tribunal, which is usually House Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The judges. At least these guys are accountable for each other.
That
No,
is
it's
literally.
in the Sabat, not so much. Which is kind of like
This is
what I'm
also why
thinking
they
of.
tried so fucking hard to kill Tremere when they
Mhm.
realized what the fuck he did.
Exactly. Considering that anybody could become the next Tremere if they were left alone.
My
Yep,
lord,
yeah,
Yeah, this
I got
one's
your Book
actually
of
pretty hardly
Solomon.
enforced.
I got your Book of Solomon, and I talked to a friendly demon. His name... Damn. His name is Goetia.
Yeah, this one's actually held pretty harshly just because they have had so many. Then you had the Soul of Fakati, and then you had the ones that left. Like, there's so many reasons. The fucking New World Order is bitter hermetics who went full technocrat. So
Who just quit one day and joined the winning team.
yeah,
Yep.
so there's a reason this one's actually held pretty strictly nowadays.
Yeah.
And lastly, I solemnly swear to uphold the secret code of Hermes and venture any risk or sacrifice to protect it. Should I breach it, may all the mages of the Order rise as one united and hunt me down and destroy me forevermore.
This one's almost never fucking upheld because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Most hermetics will break at least the fourth rule because they are just nosy little bastards.
And if you want to know what a tribunal actually looks like, it's 6 mages from House Casator and 2 from any other house. It doesn't matter which one, and they're just going to pick and choose at random. They sit you down in front of a council, you state your case, you plead guilty or not guilty, or you state what your thesis is. They overhear it, and then they all say unanimously whether or not this is smart or whether or not this is stupid, or you're guilty or not guilty. And shall we go over the violations?
Well, I mean, there's 2 levels. This is basic tribunal.
Yeah.
The big ones are 12, and they have to have at least 4 houses. Because at that point, they're basically contemplating destroying your avatar so that you die forever.
Yes.
Like, if you fuck up to that degree, you're basically begging for the one to save your ass right now.
Yeah, because there is like 2 type of crimes. You have high crimes and low crimes. High crimes are like violation against the code of Hermes, and that's those like include destroying a fellow mage's magical abilities, killing a mage, engaging consorting with devils and undead. Like, and these cases
Those are high
heard
crimes,
by they're heard by the Security Council, like a formal body of 9 judges, each appointed by a primus of their respective house.
Yes.
Yeah, and so like the punishment for high crimes are like I'm gonna say it out now. You have censure, I think it's called. Like, it's just like condemnation, like among everybody.
This is the
They just shame
lightest
you,
and in
basically.
some ways most insulting injury you can get.
Yeah, it often includes like fines or banishment from one sectum for 2 years, or like effectively ends a major political career if you have this on you.
Yes.
It's basically a magical power struggle session, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of recover from this, but you're gonna have to kill quite a few people to actually gain any chance of getting politics back.
Yeah, you need to do some like high level, gain some glory to be able to
Or
gain
just
back
bury
your
enough
political career.
bodies and basically use mind powers to make people forget that little thing.
Yep. Or like kill a chantry of Tremere to regain your honor. But for the second one, interdiction, like the criminal is shunned and left without aid. No hermetic mage may communicate or assist an interdicted person and independent vigilantes often hunt him. So they're basically like a pseudo blood hunt, basically. If you think about like from
it's a
vampire
softer
terms.
form of outlawing. Essentially, they're not actively going to kill you, but they're not going to stop anyone from just deciding to try to.
If you Thanatos cops an attitude, you're kind of on your own.
Don't mind if we do just give your address.
Also,
to the
Athanatoi might actually be in the employ of one of the Hermetic Tribunal members.
Yep.
That would make sense. Yes.
Yeah. For the third one, requital, just physical death. Like this, we're going to be applied to the House Primi, who may commuted to interdiction with 5 votes. If the sentence stands, it is carried out down by 3 quaesitors, executioners known as the Black Tribunal. So just execution.
Just shoot you in the head.
Yep.
Yep. They just kill you. And for the final one, Gilgal, the total destruction of the mage's avatar, rendering true magic impossible forever. This avatar murder requires a unanimous vote from all House Primi, and is typically reserved for flagrant diabolism.
Yeah, if you somehow achieve... here's the thing. If you're going to run a Mage Chronicle, one day you're going to have to try to have a Hermetic somehow manage to fucking do this. Because this only happens once every couple centuries. There's literally, you can count on one hand with fingers remaining.
You gotta
the number of
mega fuck up in order to have Gilgal, be your punishment.
And even then, even
Speedrun
then
any
it's going to be
percent
rare.
Gilgal. Speedrun any percent Gilgal.
Speedrun
That's
100%
possible.
Gilgal. No. You know how you do it? Just be a snitch and tell it to Shamir. That's
That's all you gotta do.
That's it.
You got the fucking clavicular member of the Order of Hermes.
Yeah, it's like
No.
you hear the summoning salt music in the background where Home's playing, and it's like, today we're talking about the Gilgal any percent speed run.
where one of the where
In order
the
for
top
Hermetic
one,
Mage to be assigned Gilgal as a form of punishment, they need to commit some heinous act against the entire Hermetic Order. The most recent
And the
method that people have come up with is known as the Tremere glitch.
the glitch.
The Tremere glitch is one of the most consistent ones, as it will get you within Gilgal range within less than a week. Now, there are other potential methods. A very optimistic one is to try to get your hands on a Bali, or alternatively, just become a Nefandus, but those take more time and are less reliable.
He says like
The current record
top
holder
one-
is the player who managed to get Gilgal in their first session by drawing a picture of a butt on the rice field doors, saying Tremere is best.
And for the number one runner, top run speed runner in the Tremere glitch is the Altheoman after snitching to the Order of Treason.
The Pyramid of Tremere killed at least 5 members of House Flambeau.
Oh my god!
Now you will find out why I've been referring to it as hoodwarts for the low crimes.
Yes.
And there's also, and he also says like, and now we have another type of glitch. It's called the technocracy glitch, where one goes to the technocracy and joins them. That's it.
I'm actually reminded of there's a gag short I remember where a dude tries to speed run life.
And he was like, he just starts eating chocolate as a baby and shows up at
Your low crimes include 2 things. We have battalion, which is the complete destruction of your library.
Oh,
that's pretty painful.
If you destroy somebody's library, they destroy your library. If you kill one of their familiars, they kill one of your familiars.
Yeah, they don't kill the familiar technically. They just sever it instead of killing, just to avoid punishing an innocent spirit. But yeah, it applies technically.
It's very.
They sometimes will. If like your familiar was involved, they will. But that's why they usually prefer severing, because it's the same thing basically.
Yeah.
And now we have the
There's also wereguilds, which this is another thing which is fun. They use the biblical element of Cain's punishment, where it's returned 7-fold.
Yep, that's reparations for you. You can say it's in the real world also.
Is it? And where my reparations at?
Where was the reparation?
This is it. You go over, you do a speech about the sins of your racial ancestors, and then you proceed to give them all of your money.
Actually, this could be a really fun, since they're talking about the lawmakers next, a really fun chronicle idea is 12 Angry Men, the Hermetic edition.
That would be interesting. I actually kind of like that idea.
Where there's a dude who's it's not like confirmed, but it's pretty likely that they're responsible for like a high crime. And you're all like from different houses of the Hermetics, and you also have like a random bystander mage, maybe like from a different order that's like kind of there as an observer.
Fucking like,
and you have to determine whether or not this guy deserves death.
You got the Danganronpa this way,
or alternatively Gilgal. Like you could straight up, if everyone agree, yeah, fuck it, we're killing him forever, permanently.
They're like, fuck you, bitch. Just for killing my friend, my familiar, I'm gonna go destroy your soul, bitch.
And it's like a combination of investigation, but also just deliberation on this person's fate, which could be pretty neat.
Also, like for low crimes as well, technically, like offenses, like they're against like the peripheral corrigidna, I think it's called, like which is like voluminous collection of rulings and precedent. Like examples exclude like violence or theft against sleepers or allies, or like destroying property, laboratory, or familiar, and are like judged by like tribunal ordinary, like a temporary jury of 6 to 12 rank and file mages, known as tribunes as well.
Yes.
Also, much like jury duty, a lot of Hermetics try to actually fake getting sick to get out of it.
You have,
I don't blame them.
you have a Quesitor who will always be involved in this. Where they're the one that oversee the security council of the tribunals, making sure nobody's trying to do any crazy shit while they're trying to find a verdict.
I just continue.
This is also combined with the primus role. You heard us say that before. A prime, they will lead the house and guide the members in this judgment. You're essentially this guy who's been appointed as like the head juror who's going to speak the verdict whenever it comes to the end of this tribune. Essentially, you're the guy that stands up and says, "Your Honor, we the jury find so and so
guilty of Gilgal." Yeah.
Also,
Yes.
the primus is the title for the leader of one of the houses in a region. It's usually either the highest degree. It's not usually. It's sometimes by age, but it's also just straight up. What level of hermetic are you?
Yeah, probably like most of like prime are like,
but not perfectly.
Like most of prime are like 8th degree, 7th degree, like mages at minimum. Like because they have to be like really strong to be able to.
I mean, if it's a really podunk one, you could probably be a 5th degree and get away. Basically, you have to at minimum be old enough to actually take apprentices.
I think 5th degree is for like
experienced.
I think 5th degree is for like if you're like a member, like head of like house, not miscellanea, but the house's in-house miscellanea.
No,
which makes sense. But also, I want to just have had the funny thought. Imagine like you're in a court, like a tribunal. Your crimes against you, like one of the people's like, this person stole from my grandmother. He needs to get reparations for her. Like, it could be as petty as fucking that, dude.
Well, they also do highlight that, yeah, they're decided among the 6th degree and higher. They're the ones that select the primus.
Right.
Some like in Janissary, Totalis, which used to be one of the great houses, in Shea, they just pick them.
Yeah.
Speaking of the houses, shall we go into that segment now?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Perfectly.
We're going to do a segment again, the sequel episode, the part 2. This is going to change dramatically between editions.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
So
you at home can follow with us.
We begin with the guys who started this whole damn thing, House Bonisakis. Where
the Chads.
This is the guy who in Ars Magica. This is the guy that essentially set up the entire order alongside his peer. And as a result, they are one of the highest houses, and still are to this day.
Now, granted, they're kind of like they're given like the okay boomer treatment too, because a lot of newer members of the Order of Hermes don't really know the history as well as the other archmages do, and his house has sort of become like slowly irrelevant as time has gone on.
I just want to say,
powerless though.
Right.
I just want to say, this is Colin inspired me. I'm just thinking how Sponziata, I guess, is their founder or like leader is Hank Hill from.
It's funny, like this old boomer mage.
I'll tell you what,
Damn it, Bobby! I told you not to go fight the Nefandi.
Whoa! What are you doing?
I told
convexity friends, Dad.
I think that has to be the
Bonisakis, what happens if they want us to summon that if they want us to summon Ginny? Well, then we tell them
politely yet firmly to leave.
You do not fuck with Genie in this setting. They do not like you.
I think we should do a headcanon for the Galliard group. House Bonziatis is Hank Hill.
when it comes to the spheres as well. Now, granted, every single one of these houses knows forces. That's par for the course.
That's a given. Yeah.
But
pretty much.
Bonisakis specifically specializes in prime, being with the one. That's because there's a core philosophy with Bonisakis, as above, so below. That kind of doctrine. If I may get cerebral with you for a minute, you of course present an idea, a physical object, an invention, and you call it the thesis. That's what it's called. It is then going to be met by its opposite, what opposes it, the antithesis. At some point, these two will collide and combine into one known as the synthesis. Yep. Everything none of it exists within a bubble. It's all connected by the one. It is constantly colliding with itself, with each other, and creating new things at all times. there is no difference between the yin and the yang. There is no black and white. It is all gray and it exists in one pool with itself.
It's
It is up to
dialectics.
you. It's up to you to sort out what's in there, find what you need, and become a master of it. Is the idea.
And if you're wondering why, it's because Bonasek. So here's another thing they did kind of retcon. Trianoma was not like the one. That's probably a philism. Trianoma was actually Bonasag's student originally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah, the reason that they have Prime is they codified a lot of the wizarding traditions. That's why they get Prime. Makes sense.
Like if you want to for character creation, he's choosing which house. Like for house spawns, yeah, they're like technically the researchers. If you want to think of like that, because they got the Magica and they research a lot of things, and
they did a lot of the technical aspects. Yes.
Yeah, they currently exist as independent Ermine researchers and maybe a fraternal society based in Deutschetep, technically. But that's what they. Yep, that's what they're doing in the modern day.
And Kyle, if for those of you who are more familiar with D&D but need help getting familiarized with Mage, this would be the School of Abjuration when it comes down to cast spells.
Keeps you safe.
Namely,
it almost makes your armor fair.
Namely, everything they do is making sure that none of your own magic will kill you.
Which is probably very useful in a world in which paradox exists.
In a world where at sphere level 2 of forces, you are summoning fireballs that will nuke a building.
Or, better yet, you are creating healing fires with Prime that literally burns away paradox.
Is that
you can do that if you're creative enough.
With the Prime sphere, you need Prime to not only efficiently harvest quintessence, but deal aggravated damage.
Also, it's one of the funniest ways to basically go, hey, werewolves, you know how you're claiming that you're made by Gaia? Watch this. I just made another changing breed. Fuck you.
What?
Boom.
You can't do that.
That was the whole
Yeah, I
thing.
can.
It's that we complained
You
about
can't do
during the
that.
whole Bastet video.
I just did. Behold, where platypus. Where platypus suffer.
Well, at the very least, with the Bastet, that was at least Luna eating some power in that whole synthesis.
Yeah.
So there is a changing seed, but you can just make a pseudo pharaoh whenever you fucking feel like it.
Yeah. Hence how we have the false changing breeds, or what were they called again? You have
the
mockery breeds. Mockery
breeds are part of it, but I also just think straight up Mage is so broken that it doesn't matter. You could basically just gaslight reality into making, oh no, they were always there.
Yeah, that's pretty much how Mage works.
Actually, let's save House X Miscellanea for last. So, let's get past that for now.
Well, it's fair because
we're skipping my house.
For the last.
All right.
Next House Flambeau, the people that will blow up your house.
Yeah, these guys
invent a combustible lemon to burn your house down.
Their main thing is aggression. The philosophy for them is the world is full of people and things that causes trouble. Torch them.
They are referred to by name as the Flame Mages because they are known for their long history of summoning a giant fireball and then throwing it across a continent, and then it lands and blows up everything around you.
If you're curious, it's based on how people tend to play sorcerers and wizards in D&D.
Yes.
I have a House Flambeau Hermetic Mage in my Mage game. She is a 16-year-old high school girl, and she has 2 in forces, 2 in prime. She can punch you so hard, she can deal aggravated damage.
She's the strongest motherfucker in the world, bitch.
Exactly.
She's actually limiting herself. She is actually limiting herself by doing that. You could do even worse things with that.
She's only RTA 3.
Now, what's the philosophy of House Flambeau? Well, forces upon forces when it comes to spheres. The
world is a bunch of nails, and I'm a magical fiery hammer.
And that's reinforced because they're all Zoroastrian in belief. They believe that there was an ultimate evil out there with the Demiurge. There's a giant damn snake in the sky that has trapped us within the physical plane, the material plane. And if everything's material, if the material is our jailer, well, how about we just blow the material the fuck up?
Yeah, but their House Flambeau is the tradition's primary strike team against technocracy. They're
The shock troops.
They're the tactical nukes.
They're the
technically.
Bruja of the Order.
They're out going out with this fucking spirit bomb and Horizon Realm. They blow up the Nefandi with it.
You want to know what their what their rote is?
Tell us the rote.
It's Ignis, in effect beloved of House Flambeau. Ignis conjures flames from nothing at the target. That's it. That's sweet and simple.
Prince Zuko shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing.
You just combust.
Kyle, this would be your evocation wizard.
Yep, if you want to blow things up, I mean, yeah, sure.
Next up is your assassin wizard, House Janissary.
This is a new one.
Yeah, I'm fucking furious about this because these if I might as well spoil it now, they get killed off and revised.
That's interesting. I see House Fortune and not Janissary.
Yeah.
But
are we skipping?
We're going to Janissary after Fortune. Okay, we're skipping Fortune.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into Janissary because it flows into this a little bit better.
Okay.
So while we had the Hitman Mage with House Flambeau, House Janissary is your quiet assassin. You are using your magic to slip in, get the kill, slip right the fuck out. Nobody will even know you're there.
In this case, they might be. These guys might actually be one of the House X Miscellanea in Ars Magica later editions, but this is just completely invented for this one.
And what is their spell specialty? Entropy. Exactly, because after all, this is the direct parallel to the Thanatos. You're going to have that.
Also, it's very fitting that the house that seems to be based on, since they're based on the Turks, they're kind of just borrowing straight. They're just ripping off the fucking Banu Hakim, really.
Yeah, really, pretty much.
If you were playing Vampire the Masquerade and you're thinking, oh, well, I was really enjoying playing the Banu Hakim, is there something like that in Mage? Well, don't worry. We got this for you.
But these guys match it much better.
Yeah,
the house covered twice.
House Janissary, they're like the Order's de facto secret police. Technically, they're like under the leadership of, I think his name is Kieran Mustai or something like that.
And after the Avatar Storm, they mostly got broken apart. They're still like members around, but it's not a house anymore.
Yeah, when they were a house, their primary focus was like internal security.
I think there's still members in House X Miscellanea that still follow this method.
Well, they were still and at least for first edition, they were like mostly rooting out subversion and infiltrators from within the Order tradition as well. That was like their main job.
Also, House Cassitor usually uses them as the dirty part of their job, basically the iron fist for their velvet glove.
The guys are doing the execution.
Do you want to hear a road that is suitable for them?
Tell us.
This is called Hermes' brand. I mean, maybe not suitable for them, but a hermetic uses entropy and 1 and time 4 to enchant their or another's blood, creating a hanging prime 2 forces 3 effect, which takes place a fixed amount of time after the blood is ingested by a vampire. Each blood point consumed from the target of this road bursts into flame inside the vampire for 2 health levels of aggravated damage. And if the vampire survives, they lose a blood point for each point that exploded, and those are also lost. This is like anti-Tremere. This is anti-Tremere. If you want to know what the book is,
if you just want to fuck up a vampire.
Yeah, this is like what's it called? Where you go in and you taint the blood supply, basically.
Yeah, it's like Damn the Heart Flow, something like that, but like
it's so much worse.
Different, but
yeah, it is more effective. It's in Blood Treachery, page 89. Yeah,
it's like fuck your health and your blood points. Fuck everything about you.
It's my favorite kind of RPG attack. The kind of attack that targets HP and MP.
I can definitely see why they got rid of House Janissary because they're kind of like triple. They're kind of triple maxing with this because they even look like a fucking Assamite.
Well, because you say that, their personal philosophy, perfection. You need to be the ultimate life form. You need to go ahead and just channel your inner self from DBZ.
The Hedgehog.
If there is anything that you're bad at, fix it. You need to be a jack of all trades, master of all. If there's anything you're lacking in, just go ahead, find your greatest weaknesses, and use your greatest strengths to fix your weaknesses. To the point where you
effectively just reach Ascension in this house, and you wake up one day and you just see Sonic the Hedgehog like, "Oh Shadow, we gotta go stop Dr. Eggman." And
That's actually why they all just destroyed themselves, because they realized that there's no point.
They're all too fucking edgy for each other. So the other group that controls entropy, by the way, is also House Fortunae.
Ooh, the
We're double dipping.
Fortunae. Yep.
No, but with House Fortunae,
We love casting spells.
there it is. For you.
I love to keep going.
Sponsored
Good
by
lord.
the Shadow Government.
I heard it starting up, but I
That was so loud. Good lord.
Yeah, that was kind of your destroying.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Love casting spells.
At least there's like a build up to it that warns the listener.
That's true.
But House Fortunae, you're essentially using this magic to cheat, is what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's magic in general.
You are Destiny's chosen people, and you come in to rig the odds in your favor. If it's personal, it's rigged in your favor. If it's for the entire coterie, you rig in their favor. If it's for the entire order, you rig it in their favor. You're essentially a guy who goes in under the table, fixes and rigs the game in the favorite order of Hermes.
You're really using that right now.
Wait a minute. Why does it sound familiar?
God damn it.
Well,
welcome to this episode of Red Bar.
Well,
you know.
I guess it'll be unfortunate now to say that they're all Kabbalists. In
yeah.
nature. They believe that. What?
Continue. Continue.
Well, they believe in destiny, so essentially that they believe that the one has put them here to be his force. In this fight against the demiurge, the worm, to bind humanity to a life of eternal death and sleepers, they're here to be the ones who will be the architects to liberate you. They're going to be unsung heroes that will go in, do what needs to be done to get the ball rolling, that will eventually get you to awaken and everyone around you to awaken as well. And they'll never get the real credit that they feel that they might be deserved, but you know what? That's okay. It's for the good of the house in the Ascension War.
They also want to apparently take control of the public education system? What?
So
yeah, because House Fortuna, primarily they move easily within sleeper societies, casinos, stock exchange, universities, because they have become the Order's chief recruiters of new apprentices. They're the recruiters.
Essentially, these guys are, for whatever reason, this is their version of the NWO. I don't get it either.
Well, no, it's their version of the Syndicate.
It's
exactly that. Well, if you really needed somebody to take it to the Syndicate, I guess Order of Hermes would be the ones to do it, considering that none of the other traditions fit a rivalry for it.
Who the fuck else is going to do it?
Yeah.
You want to hear another road?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we have Lightning Gateway. The road is similar to Ignis. It conjures a forced attack from nothing, but also can ignore barriers, striking hidden enemies as well.
Instant death.
Yep, instant death.
Yeah. Also, just if you're curious, they're a meritocracy. They used to be based on those with the most knowledge of Kabbalah, but yeah, fuck that.
No, if you're good,
it's all skill,
you get
baby.
moved up. That's what happens.
You get an email every day saying, "What have you accomplished this week?"
Yeah.
Honestly based.
I'm not actually a big fan of either of the entropy-oriented houses in this version.
Well, do you want the one that double dips then? Because you have House Gator next.
Which is also in Ars Magica, and they have the same role.
They double dip. They are mind and spirit.
Well, these guys are interesting because they're more like, the judges and mediators of the Hermetic Society rather than any sort of, direct impact of increasing the amount of information or directly fighting the demiurge or other mage traditions. They're more so, I think the closest analog we'd have to them is like the Philodox of the Hermetics.
Well, their entire thing is, because they're based on the actual house from Ars Magica, these are the guys that essentially, to deal with the issues of diabolism and just magi that are not part of the order, they believe that they have to show unity, especially after the shit show that was the Diedne, and Tytalis also, because Tytalis came very close to going the way of Diedne at one point. And their entire thing is essentially unity above all else, even if it means that we have to essentially be jackboots and have the Janissaries go and kill you. Their big thing is they are your judges. They're kind of like your rabbinical judges / Levite priests that oversee if you've committed sin or not.
They're also the guys who are basically they say that they never really refer to themselves as the head house, but they became it, and everybody else really says, "Who's in charge here?" They point at House Quasitor. He's in charge.
Well, they're not that arrogant. The whole thing is they try to ignore the fact that they have easily the most hard power in the order, mainly because they're not the leadership group. They never keep themselves in that role usually, but they have a habit of picking people. Because another thing they do is they recruit from the other houses. Essentially, it is considered an honor to be judged an honorary Quasitor, and if you've been promoted among them, you're usually the guys that they bring on tribunals and or to investigate. Because that's the other thing. These are your inquisitors. These are you guys that make sure that, oh yeah, you're not a Nefandus, or oh good, you're not really trying to do anything involving fairy bullshit, or hey, you're following and keeping to the pacts that we have.
Is that we need a house to at least keep everything together to make sure that shit's getting done.
Precisely.
After all,
Pretty much.
These are also the guys that invented Avatar Destruction, Gilgal.
That's honestly kind of terrifying to think about.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they're
figured it out.
Yeah, because they're like, if we want to be like the judges, basically, they're the ones that are the lawyers, investigators, executioners of the order as well.
Unironically, if you wanted to play Judge Dredd as a wizard, this is how you play.
Technically,
that would
yeah,
be cool.
yeah.
Why'd you judge me?
You stand before us for crimes against reality. What is your sentence? I created the meme of dick butt. And you just hear the gavel swinging, so that again is guilty.
You betrayed the law! Law! I betrayed this!
That Nefandi is guilty!
As an enforcer of the traditions, I'm taking you in for the consequences of trying to enforce your paradigm on a reality that is not willing for it.
Okay, you wanna hear
the penalty is retribution. Your library shall be burned. Your avatar has a chance to be reincarnated. Pulls his gun out and starts blasting. Yes. And that was for trying to kill me 2 seconds from now.
he just as he pulls out the shotgun, just shoots.
It's after that.
Also, you want to hear another fun rote in the Order of Hermes?
Give me the rote.
It's called Distill the Azoth Elixir. A closely guarded secret that allows the Hermetics to create Azoth, a liquor that captures the pure essence of life. Azoth can heal any injury, cure any disease, and it can restore the recently dead to life. It can be bottled and stored up to weeks before losing its potency. Basically, for each success, the mage must spend quintessence to distill 1 drum of Azoth, and it can heal 3 levels of act damage, and 10,000 can restore a person who died.
That's good.
There you have it. Yeah, they're gonna need it, bro, against the Chronocracy.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way to cast this subtly.
The prophecy is true.
They will probably do it like in their sectums and bottle up in a bottle. And if their homie dies, like, here, drink up. They just pour down
Shit,
shots.
I got you.
Sipsky, bro, you're good.
His torso is completely ripped apart. There's only like a piece of his head. Just like, hey, homie.
It's like the Battlefield 3
drip.
defib kit.
Oh, by the way, I'm actually looking into Ars Magica. Fortunae was actually introduced in which edition? This might just be the bullshitium. Yeah, it's bullshitium. It's from Mage the Ascension. They're just lying. They're just lying to me. You're lying to me, you motherfucker.
I like that element, bullshitium.
I think I'm gonna take that. That's actually really funny.
Next up is House Shea.
Which, by the way, what they're about to say about them being the oldest is so full of shit, it's not even funny.
Well, they are both the youngest and oldest, which means the youngest. So fuck you.
They're
the
language
They're not even the oldest. They're not even the youngest, because Fortunae apparently is younger, from 1900s or whatever.
If anything, the youngest here is going to be House Fig.
It would be House Fig, yes.
Yeah, because they're diet virtual adepts.
Because House Shea isn't it traced back to the ancient Egyptian cult of Seshet?
It's literal bullshit and cope to justify why they're not a minor. They're actually really a minor house that shouldn't be.
The
Well,
thing
they're
is,
language mages, yeah.
is that they specialize in time, and their whole philosophy is, you know, we just said about the House Bundesliga and how we have a synthesis to everything. House Shea does not believe in that at all. House Shea believes there is A, there is B. These things will never interact, and one will take dominance over the other. It's up to you to influence which will take dominance. That's the philosophy. There is a
They're just
very
Hegelians.
a very clear reverse to everything.
And also, the house is primarily composed of women, technically, and they serve as well as the order's historians and linguists because they master Nalkian and all world languages, like the god, the great work of written language.
Where, if I may pull up a diagram for you in just a second.
Oh
boy!
If I may go ahead and pull
We
this
get
up.
diagrams this episode. Fancy.
How familiar are you with Carl Jung?
Nothing. I know nothing of
Mostly
described
full
it
of
to me
hibbity.
a bit, and
Sounds familiar.
Mostly full of hibbity. Yeah, I know what you're talking. The super consciousness and shit.
Wait a minute.
If I may go ahead and post that.
It looks familiar.
Yeah. So basically, that is just his very simplified version of Kabbalah, where at the top of that is what he refers to as Moses, which is the ideal human. You have 4 different people. Like I'm not going to get into detail with what these represent, but essentially, you want to become the best human being you can in order to reach the idea of what the perfect human used to be, Adam. At the very bottom of that is the material, which is your basic elements: earth, air, fire, water, the periodic table, the world around you, everything that you're not. So he uses this diagram to describe something involving the Antichrist, where if the Christ is the perfect human at the top of this, then the Antichrist would be something that would be completely material with no living element to it at all, was what this was made for. House Shea believes in this, whereas in the whole plot hook with House Shea is the idea that there's going to be an Antichrist. If there is a Master Porthos in the Order of Hermes, who is the big good of this whole Mage Ascension story, who's eventually going to lead and try pushing for mass ascension with the traditionalist, there's going to be somebody of equal power in not the Nefandi, the technocracy, who's going to rise up and directly challenge him and has the closest chance of beating him. You need to be prepared for that.
Actually gives me some ideas.
If you're curious, this is one of the ones they made up for the modern era, mainly just because they needed to have one representing each of the spheres, and this was their idea for it.
Where this is the group that is ready for the modern day, and are looking through back when they thought this organization was the strongest, back when Jehudi and Shesta
in reality, their role would have been taken up in Ars Magica, most likely by a mixture of House Creomon and, well, let's be fucking real, House Bonasagus, because that's kind of their thing.
There's also a joke in this book where House Shea was using time to look back into the past and look at Jehudi. Jehudi found out that he was doing this, but he didn't know who was doing it, so he cast an arcane ward around himself that made it impossible to ever view him in the past again.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Nice job, jackass!
You scared him. You scared him off, is what happened.
I also, no, here's my favorite part. Because the entire list of notable figures, half of them they don't actually have, and they're just fucking coping and lying. What a joke. I'm sorry, it's just, this has all of the energy of the Moorish Brotherhood again, fucking lying. It does, I'm sorry.
They have the audacity to name Isis Samshen as one of their members. You know, the bitch that created the spell of eternal life for the mummies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit of a leap right there.
In reality, I'm gonna be blunt. I feel like these are a bunch of people that were from Creomon and Bonasagus, and they're just like coping because they specialized in time and they needed to justify their part. You know how people who just became wealthy desperately try to flex that. No, you don't understand. We're just as old in tradition as you are. See. And they do all of these big fucking flexes. Like, look at this bitch with her fucking cat, with her fucking Mao cat that she got to pretend. Like, look, I'm an actual true son of Kemet. You know, you can totally see I'm from Kemet. Look! I got all. Look, I am truly the oldest. No, I'm not a parvenu line of fucking lessers from House X Miscellanea that managed to promote ourselves when Titleist fucking killed themselves.
Seriously, please.
So
No, you
what
don't
they are.
understand. I'm not just a glorified replacement for House Mercere.
So
What they are, in essence, are just LARPers, basically.
Yeah.
No, they
certainly
do
feels
have a
that
genuine
way.
history. Like, I'm shitting on them, but they do have a pretty rich 700-year history or so.
See,
They're just not. They're just desperate to be on the same level as the old houses. When in reality, they were probably a replacement for Tremere.
Next up is House Thig, by the way.
This is the newest one.
Boy. Do you guys want the virtual adepts, but actually more competent?
Wait, is this? Wait, no. This is the Styx Hexenhammer Brigade because they're called the Hitler Youth and they worship a gay owl.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
From
they
their
are
logo,
actually
look, it's
called
the
the
gay
Hitler
owl.
Youth in the book. It says Hitler Youth derogatory.
It's because a lot of stuff that they teach got picked up by Nazi Germany and was spread amongst the Skull and Bones crowd.
That's not their fault.
And the Thule Society basically stole everything they talked about.
I saw a dude
here's
that
the
looks
problem.
like the dude
We
in
know
this
that.
fucking in this picture in the book that used to come in to Micro Center and buy like 2 very specific types of printer ink, and that's it.
I already hate the representative they have there.
And in case you're wondering what other sphere they specialize in, correspondence.
This guy
Obviously.
crawled out of a Zoolander movie. That's Derek Zoolander's like fashionista rival or some shit.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because House Thig, continue.
The whole thing is about adapting what was in the Hermetic text into a more practical and easy to practice modern sense. They want to say, yeah, this was written during a bewildered age back when all this science didn't exist. They don't think that technocracy is entirely evil because we are living in a safer world, but we need to break away from everything material to the point where we're not dependent on it. We're users, but we're not bound to something. Because after all, Kyle, you of course know who the Unabomber is, where a lot of stuff that he talked about in his manifesto is identical to what futurists are saying today. Because House Thig is going to say...
It's all coming true.
So what this dude did to make
Revolution
himself
and its
into a house, if you're
consequences.
curious, is he got a bunch of sleepwalkers to basically form terror cells to destroy the fucking Order of Reason.
It's what happens. He's basically pulling Johnny Silverhand, saying that we've become so dependent on technology that we can't live without it, and this was by design.
Based and based pilled.
Because the House Thig, they're like, would you say like they serve as like the Order's intelligence agency? Like they're like the...
So my question is like, what they're like I'm trying to figure out how the hell they're their own house because this feels like very spurious. Like they want to go with the techno stuff. That's fine, but they're from the 1700s. There's no indication that they were like using artifice or anything like that. I don't get it. Are they going with like a Mason thing?
They
with
had
them?
they had 2 cans on the
Well,
string.
yes, because the Order of Hermes has taken over the Freemasons. That is the thing.
It just like I'm trying to understand. It just feels like they didn't really know what to do, and they kind of fucked themselves by putting them so far back.
With it being this recent, you think it would have been like it would have made more sense for it to be like 1900 for these guys to be made?
Late 1880s, late 1800s, like, you know, the differential engine, like maybe they palled around with the Sons of Ether, and then when they went a little fucking doolally, they joined the virtual adepts instead.
It's
or like typical.
Or like the first looms when they realized that there were like differences in the patterns between threads going over.
Or like they
loom.
had their own ideas and they formed, like there were ex-miscellanea, because they do mention they were ex-miscellanea for the longest of time.
Right.
Yeah, that's
it would have made sense, like, let's say in the world wars they decide, I don't know, it feels like this is a house. What they wanted to do is they wanted a house to represent like the virtual adepts among the hermetics.
It's like maybe after Alan Turing was killed, they decided to join the hermetics in order to re-legitimize themselves.
Yeah.
They're what?
Sorry, 3HP, go ahead.
You know what they remind me of? They kind of remind me.
And just like Turing, their
founder
founder was
let
killed by
3HP finish his goddamn sentence.
I was just gonna say, like, because they forge pacts with the glass and net spirits and all that shit. They kind of remind like glass walkers, but for mages.
Well, on top of that too, You know how the virtual adepts have basically contributed nothing to Ascension War besides just killing technocrats out of revenge for Alan Turing?
And building cyberspace, yeah.
So all the slack that the virtual adepts refused to pick up because of that, House Stick has to do.
Yeah.
That's
like I'm shitting on them, but even before they became computer nerds, they actually did shit. They actually formed sleeper lodges to fuck with them.
They were trying to outperform the virtual adepts, but now the virtual adepts
they
are on their
mostly
side.
lost, but they at least tried.
You're in constant competition with the virtual adepts, and now that they're on your side, you're basically doing their job because they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Virtual adepts just want to like screw with the technocracy. That's their whole goal.
Yeah. So now you remember when I said before that every single house adopted a sphere and everyone had their own spheres? That is now completely tossed out the window with House Vitality.
The reason this is the case is because they needed to keep them in, since they are one of the original houses from Ars Magica. These guys thrive on conflict, as in, these are the dudes who, just to prove how hardcore they were, almost destroyed themselves because they accidentally created a demon invasion because they wanted to prove they could contain that shit and beat the demons back to hell.
Yeah, these are basically the Sith Lord Magi.
And their entire thing is strife, and basically they try to keep everyone on the edge, including and especially themselves.
Are they like their belief is like believing in evolution through constant struggle and challenge?
Oh yes,
they're Lamarckian. Yes, in that regard, they're Lamarckian, and the way they mentor their students. You know how the other houses make them sink or swim? They don't teach them shit. Have fun.
It's an interview I remember hearing about the guy where he goes to East Berlin and he's thinking, oh, I'm going to be hanging out with the spy and this is going to be great. And the spy parks the car on the side of the road and says, East Berlin, I wonder where you're going to sleep tonight. And proceeded to kick him out of the car and then drove him away.
Yep, that sounds about right.
That's them. Yeah.
They're the type of dude who they don't even give you a knife; they just drop you naked into Transylvania. Yeah, you got to kill a fucking Zamichi with your bare. Have fun. Where's you got to figure that out yourself.
Their special sphere, by the way, mind. But then we just go over when I had mine.
I like these guys a little more overall.
Because after all, these are very much like the Iron Hands from Warhammer 40k. Where they come from the approach of, I climbed this mountain, I fought this giant metal hydra, and I beat it to death, and I got these iron hands that can forge anything. And if I could do it, then you can do it. What do you mean you can't do it? Stone up, you fucking pussy, and do it.
Well, it's not even pure physical strength. The other thing about them is these guys are assholes. They're like Socrates in that they'll pick and nitpick and they will literally, even if they know they're wrong, will go, yeah, you're fucking wrong though, and here's why. But you're wrong, and but you're wrong. They're assholes, and I love them for it, man.
It's that very charismatic
they gave Socrates hemlock just to just to get him to shut the fuck up for 1 minute.
Yeah, and these guys are just as insufferable. And in Ars Magica, almost went the way of House Deadney.
And to close out tonight, we'll go over House X Miscellanea.
Yes.
Where anything that for every other person within the Order of Hermes that did not really fit in with any of the houses we mentioned before, they're dropped into this random hodgepodge house that doesn't really represent any specific sphere. You're just here.
Fuck, if you don't know what the hell you want, come over here. You go to the island of misfit toys.
Yeah,
it subsumes several like defunct and minor houses a lot of the time.
So the original purpose of House X Miscellanea in Ars Magica was the houses that they did come up with were supposed to be based on different types of magic. One of the lesser houses they've mentioned in here, Creamon, for example, was a great house in Ars Magica. The reason they're not in here is because they don't operate on pure sphere logic, because the way they work is obscure secret knowledge and arcane rites, basically arcane glyphs and sigils that they're very secretive about, the types of people that would write the Voynich manuscripts. Jerpeton, for example, their whole thing in the book of Ars Magica is they're the guys who negotiate with the normals, basically, because wizards make normals want to destroy them. These are the guys that speak with the nobility and the clergy. Do they have Mercere? No, they don't. Mercere would also probably be in here because they're the messenger guys. Marinita is in here, and these are the Fae guys. These are the ones that do the Fae stuff, actually,
Yep.
after Deadne. Interestingly enough, they also have Verditius, which is another old house, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, not exactly in the best place right now, to be honest.
If you're curious on why I think they shouldn't be a minor house, these are the guys that are basically the Hermetics Iteration X guys. Their entire thing is mystical devices and machinery.
Yeah, but I think
They're the Sons of
House
Ether.
probably undercut them on that.
Yeah, but still.
Kind of. House Thing is more software. Verditus is more hardware.
But yeah, they don't have House of Mercari. I think the problem is it's because the founder of that house actually lost his magic. He lost his avatar, which doesn't really make sense cosmologically with the setting.
Man, that's rough.
What are some other ones that probably would make sense?
You want to talk about Jirbaton?
We've mentioned Jirbaton. They're the diplomat guys. They're basically they're the guys that keep an order on good terms with the church and nobility, or in this case, the powers that be. Which is actually what the Fortunae take over from.
Oh, okay.
There is a house that's missing that should be in here. House Bjornair.
And what do they do?
They're animal specialists. They would be the wizarding equivalent of gangrels because they were founded by Germanic Gothies.
Oh, interesting. You mean Goethas?
Yeah.
Basically, these guys have their whole ideology that they have their sort of otherkin animal spirit in them, and they're able to transform into that animal spirit a lot easier.
Yes, because they believe that man is the higher reality. Man is a higher reality, but at the end of the day, you're still a beast. And their method is to try to... This is probably why they were kicked, because they're basically nefandous by this logic, because they de-evolve into their primal state.
No, that's horrible.
Well, they don't try to de-evolve. Their entire thing is communing with nature, and they believe that man, as an aspect of the one, would be one with nature, which includes animals.
Do you think they would get along with werewolves?
Probably.
Kinda.
It depends.
Maybe it depends on what tribe we're talking here.
Like, I can see a scenario with a Talon and he goes like full beast mode, like devolves technically.
No, but
also again,
I
the
think
big thing that
Talon
they're
would see
missing
through
is
that.
Another house they're missing is Diedne. They mentioned Diedne. They don't do anything with it because Ars Magica doesn't. But you can easily do some cool stuff because you know how Arcadia has time flow differently?
Yeah.
That could easily be in a Gehenna scenario. Imagine centuries practicing wizards back with murder
you're not
on their
gonna
mind.
find House Diadne in here because they don't exist anymore.
Yep. Did we talk?
They gone.
Did we talk about Kriamon?
I mentioned briefly.
My favorite.
Yeah. These guys got really done dirty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned it very.
These
very
guys
briefly,
would
not a whole lot past that.
If you ever play a Hermetic, make friends with the Kriamon house. They know a lot of stuff.
They're known for their philosophy.
And they hoard secrets like you wouldn't believe. You think Bonasagius knows secrets? Honey, please. Kriamon knows shit that not even the Bonasagius mages know about.
That's true, because their entire thing is hoarding knowledge. No, if you're curious, the Kriamon, they're the reason that the Order has that you can't look at other people's research, because they demanded that to be one of the codes before they willingly joined.
Because they didn't want
because
anybody
they had
to know
stuff
their
that
shit.
they did not want the other houses to know.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
What an odd thing to say.
Yeah, how about that?
What an odd thing to say.
They also tend to dress themselves in tattoos. Like, they actually will go full tattooing where they'll, like, put glyphs on their fucking skin or mark themselves with, like, piercings and shit.
Right.
Oh, freaky.
If you've ever seen Lorgar before he went corrupt, you know how he had all those tattoos and scarifications of like biblical sources on his face?
Yes, I know the image.
That's Kriamon. That's what Kriamon does with their lore.
Except they're not chaos worshippers. Isn't that right, my best friend Stolas? Huh?
Also, yes, a lot of them do try to worship, not worship demons, but they will talk with demons to get information.
Yeah.
And if you are curious, the incident involving Titalis, Yeah, at one point, most of the leadership got corrupted by demons because they thought they could master the dark forces.
Oh, good luck with that.
Hubris.
Ain't gonna work out too well for you.
Rears its ugly head once again.
They also, here's another thing, they don't feel themselves alive unless they're in a constant state of struggle.
Oof.
That just sounds horrendous. I don't know why you'd want to be a part of that.
You felt the most
That's just
alive.
living.
You were in heaven when you were actually in.
When you were in hell.
But yeah, if you ever want to play like a gadfly character, Titalis is one of the best for that. Like if you ever want an NPC that just either kicks the party's gear in ass or just gets them enraged enough to try to do something to them, Titalis. Always go with Titalis.
They're always Titalis.
The Slytherin of the Order of Hermes.
They did legitimately summon demons, and because Tremere is not part of the Order anymore, because they are the Slytherins in the Ars Magica setting, because they do a lot of skeevy black ops shit in Transylvania that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows what they're doing out there in Transylvania?
They literally have a demon farm.
Oh well, that
is one of their installations where they basically have a demon Guantanamo. They have a demon Gitmo where they basically try to farm knowledge of creation itself by waterboarding demons.
What? Mountain Dew Baja Blast, get out of here.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I just imagine Titalis member with a fucking bucket full of Mountain Dew. You're not gonna like
No, that's not Titalis. This is Tremere. This is what the Tremere are doing.
Oh, Tremere.
Son of a bitch. I want to know this specific Enochian phrase, and you're going to tell me, oh, your mother sucks cocks in hell. Bring the water! Oh.
Yeah, the Tremere are just as scummy in Ars Magica as they are in the World of Darkness. The difference is they're getting away with it in Ars Magica.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
So with that, gentlemen, we're now out of time.
You want to hear, before we go, you want to hear the last road that I have?
Please.
The best road ever. I think Storyteller knows this one.
What?
Ball of Abysmal Flames.
Oh,
the nuke.
Yeah.
A ridiculous, vulgar, destructive effect. The ball channels criticism from every inanimate object, or, with Prime 5, from living beings too. Like, that could also include other supernaturals if they're alive. And feeds it into a baseball-sized lump, which time discharges when the mace reaches safely. The explosion, when it comes, can level a small town. The damage, if you determine it, multiplies the magician's successes by 5. Thus, a mage rolling 5 successes causes 30 health levels, 5 plus 1, for forces damage worth of aggravated damage to everything for roughly a half mile around a forces 6 variant can destroy a city.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So it's just a nuke.
It's the nuke.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
By comparison, that's the only thing I could think of on the spot right now is the Bali level 9 Daimonian ability, where you literally end yourself to summon a fucking greater demon.
Yeah, but this spell, you don't
Is
have
now
to kill
legal
yourself to do it.
worldwide.
You can spam it.
Yeah, it's pretty horseshit.
You have 5
As
of them.
is the life of a mage.
Fucking blown
You
up
just
in seconds.
deal 250 ag damage to a Methuselah right on top of his head.
That's probably what they did to get rid of Ravnos.
There's a reason
Yeah.
they nuked the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you have all these
And it's
different
not even
antediluvians
guaranteed they killed Ravnos either.
from families we've never seen before in the city of Enoch. So
Yep.
that is it for part 1 of this. If you want to know what other spells and other foci are, the updates to the map plot, well, guess what? That's going to be in part 2.
Yep.
The only
Alright.
good tradition book.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
good.
actually pretty tight.
This was a good book, but then revised is even better.
It's the only
Surprisingly,
tradition book that gets better.
and we'll get to that
I
next
actually
week.
do like revised in 4th edition, to be honest.
Yes. Even though the artwork in revised, I actually genuinely do not
I don't
like
fuck with
because
it either. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
downgrade.
The artwork in revised and 4th edition is hot garbage, but still, I do like the content.
and how you know it's going to be good because it's by Stephen Michael DePesa, who's keeping Philip in check the entire time.
And
Well,
it's
then
not
things are
like
gonna be
and
good
the
then.
best part is David Hill's not part of it.
Exactly.
Huzzah!
Quite a promising
and
future
your
ahead
fucking-
of us.
In your fucking lesbian Hunter the Reckoning book.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
what
I was
the fuck
thinking
I'm
of
not
the New
sure
World
yet.
Order book, which was
I
like
forget.
reading visual diarrhea.
I was watching you do that episode live. I was thinking, yeah, you have realized suck the hard way.
I made a terrible mistake.
The book came out of left field, bro.
So that I really do like the Order of Hermes. But same with Adventure, I'm not really sure when to use them because you really have to go hard on the Hermes themselves.
Yeah, they're one of the
like-
more
like how
organized
you
mage
venture
traditions,
because
so
you-
they have to assume like some sort of important role. But then again, having them introduced to the plot too early might raise the stakes to a point in which you really can't raise them much further without going into apocalyptic scenarios.
There's a few
Exactly
ways you
that.
can do this. One way is you're just going through the Mage College equivalent of just going on live expeditions. You could do the 12 Angry Man idea, where your group cabal is 6 random poor fuckers who have been assigned to a tribunal to judge a person for the low crime. None of you want to be there. Not all of you had things you wanted to do. And it just culminates into an adventure where you find out, oh yeah, this dude was framed, but by who? Or alternatively, they fucking did it, but someone was working with them.
I'm using like the setting book for Central Florida, and I introduced this one idea that there is one kid in this like private school that the Order of Hermes is using, and basically he's going to be like this kid you want to keep out for because he's going to become maybe like the little brother, the one the Cabal gets to bring up and show him the world of magic. The fucking Aetherite slips the Kitab al-Alakir into his book while he's sleeping, and God knows where that's going to go.
No.
Oh no!
good, we
This
can
child
imagine.
has spontaneously gained 3 shades lighter skin and is contemplating the works of fucking God, what's his name? What's the guy who marched on Fiume? Gabriel Dionysio's futurism. Oh no!
Oh dear Christ!
So,
Save us all.
Is that the new canon we're gonna have every time you
Why
become
is he espousing Juan Perón's justicialism? What's going on?
I think that's gonna be the new canon. Every time you become an Aetherite, you just become a white supremacist. You know why?
You just spontaneously your skin begins lightening. It makes no
Yep.
sense. It's similar to if you get embraced as a Bruja, instead of the Banu Hakim getting darker, you just start becoming black. Like it doesn't matter, it just happens. You wake up.
It's gonna start happening to Rufus.
Uh,
I just like imagine like a fucking like dude. He just touches it and it goes into him. The book just corrupts him and just wakes up. He just white blonde hair, blue eyes. Like I can't say
It's
it
like
anymore.
Uncle Ruckus in
No!
White Heaven in the Boondocks.
Yeah, basically.
Welcome to White Heaven, Ruckus. I'm Ronald Reagan.
With the joke complete, we got to rip the cord out of this.
Yeah,
we have hit time. So thank you,
yes,
you gentlemen, for joining me for this episode.
Thank you, everybody.
All right,
I'm glad to be here, and I'll be here next week.
Same.
Destroying brain cells.
Yeah,
We'll do
buddy.
this all over again. All right, G in everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Alright, y'all.